Yeah, it's my mom. Hang on a minute, this will be fun. Mom, I'm gaming right now!
Yes. Let's go.
Mom, I'm gaming right now! With my friends, Mom!
Hey, hey, I'm here too.
Mom, I'm gaming with my friends! What do you want? And I'm streaming, Mom! Mom!
I'm hanging up.
I love you, Mom.
Only 5 minutes left. Fire team that fights together stays together. Double down. Tell them to line up faster. Fantastic work.
Oh my God. I didn't just do that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I think Marv would have been very proud of me in that moment.
Have the holocron. It's here. You didn't make it, Reese.
Ah! Ah! I don't know what happened there. Here for me, but I have a Wikipedia. And I hate it. Oh wait, is that empty? Tell me that's an empty suit. Okay, it's an empty suit. Oh, but I don't like the music that's playing. I do not care for the music that is playing right now. And there's a lot of ammo around here. I could have swore that was somebody hanging there. And
should be the upcoming update that's
Hell is that?
that is Barry. So you gotta say hey to
So
Barry.
is this the haunted house in the Halloween season? And they just keep all their
Just keep going
Oh,
along.
they're
You're doing
brought-
fine.
What was that? What the hell was that?
What was that? I don't know. You tell me.
What was that? Okay, yeah, you know what, T? You know I will get you for this.
Yeah.
I will
Oh,
get you.
bullshit! You're the one, dude. You're the one that took me to TWA at night. I don't want to fucking.
well, I missed this.
All right. Anything on your
Do you want to play ball with me? Okay.
We are off and running, Chad. Here we go. All right, Phil, move forward. Now, Phil, I will tell you right now, I will not leave you alone in this game. Open this door, Phil. Open this door to your left.
The one that, okay.
The one on the left. Okay, walk in there. And read what is on the portrait, Phil.
How was that? Was that you?
No.
Because I didn't read anything. I just heard a noise.
No. Just.
Magna.
This is awesome.
That switch does not seem to do anything. Exactly. It just shuts off the armor.
Shuts off the armor.
Let me see, there's a switch over here.
Well,
These switches here.
That was not us.
Yeah. Alright.
I think I heard Sabrina say home.
huh?
What? I thought you were in another room.
I shouldn't say
Did you not?
I heard that.
I thought that was.
I thought there
you what, I know, I'm gonna take a seat here.
Maker.
The maker. You're probably told not to speak to strangers. And that's fine. That's fine. My name's T. And over there's my...
Was that you screaming?
Ooh, no, that wasn't. I heard that.
Yeah, that's now I hear you screaming.
I heard
What was that? It sounded like a voice.
I don't... It did.
Yeah, it wasn't your... Cause
No,
I
it
hear
wasn't
you
me.
speaking
It
loud,
wasn't.
doesn't
Nothing got
sound
caught in my throat. There was... I marked it, but... it was a mumble. Did you heard that, right?
100%.
Cat, I swear, are you really doing this to me? Are you seeing this? Ah! Damn it, Cat! Don't! Oh my God! The cat. Fine. You little jerk! Man? What did you do to my game, Cat? I swear to God.
That's still going off in there, too. I would like the cat balls. Someone needs some cat balls.
What was that?
Someone needs some cat balls. You have.
What is that? What is that? Do you hear that, Pip? It's a very wow. Hang on. It's a very rushed. It sounds like a rushed whisper.
Someone needs some cat balls.
I'm now slowing down to 175. I'm hearing turn around. Does anyone else hear that? Which is ironic when you think about it, because usually people say, "Oh, all theaters are haunted." I don't think all theaters are haunted. I mean, something's.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
They're just not talking to us right now.
they're just not talking to us right now.
You want to go into the green room?
But I ask you, since when does an actor ever want to talk about themselves?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's me, Twitch Dad, and I'm here. Yeah, this is where it starts to get super creepy. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be, chat. I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be. So there you go. Well, better powder, let's get at her. Okay. I got that on my system. Overriding it can destroy my software. But I made that choice when I hooked into the first computer, and the consequences it would bring. I'm sorry we couldn't see the outside. Thought I needed to carry on the memories of humanity and belong to the past. But I see futures and companions in you. Here, let me take that off of you. You were my friend, the very best I could have asked for. Oh, damn it. This is going to be another Last of Us ending where I cry, isn't it? I'm tearing up already. He's headbutting him. Oh. Oh, my heart! Oh, my heart! Oh. 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 I crying in a video game? Oh my god. I did it, hon. I did it, hon. I am. I've been stray. Worth every minute. Worth every minute.
We'll get back to some of the end.
What? She doesn't look like, I'm just wondering if her belly was a little bit big.
Yeah,
Maybe that might be why she's hungry.
that might be.
So, Jack, you are upset that Wesley fought for Virginia, fought against his own people from Gettysburg. That must have been aggravating.
Did you just whisper? Did you just whisper?
Keep going, everything you got. No, I don't know. I'm worried he's back at red.
Come on.
Oh no.
Steve Saylor! Steve Saylor! You did it! You did it! Congratulations, Steve Saylor! You just picked up your second seal! That's a motherfucking rain seal! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
I fucking love it when T gets hyped for the team made entirely of your clan. Hold on. I'm going for it.
Yeah, you just saw 80 inches of me touching my nipples on your wall. You're never gonna look at your wall the same way again. Okay. Good to be back. Good to be back as always on a Tuesday, which means we get weird. But let's warm up a little bit to that, because let's face it, today has been a weird day, especially if you're on Twitch. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? He isn't echoing now. Now, does this have something to do with the thing, the app? So it was just the intro. It was the reel. I don't know. Was there? So, I'm sorry, I must have missed something because I was busy trying to pimp out this episode. Was there an echo during the reel? How you doing there? I eat water. Reel had an echo. All right. It might have been something. It might have been something was just thrown out of there. I'll have to take a look at it. I don't know where this came from. I honestly don't. I don't sound echoey now though, and neither does the music, I assume, right? Well, yes, thank you, Cobalt. I am well aware that there are two channels when it comes to an echo. Oh, too damn funny. How is everybody today? I tell you what, if you are not Dr. Disrespect, then you know what? You're having a pretty damn good day. And I'm here to tell you, everybody. I'm here to tell you how you doing there. Scott, Cammy. I saw Secondhand, of course, out there. Little King, how are you? Good to see everybody here. Good to see everybody. Do I like to make people laugh? I hope you do, man. I hope you do. Anyway, so yeah, I find it ironic. I find it a little ironic, chat, that there was a there was a stream we were doing this morning, me and Steve, and we were talking. Oh, look at that! Secondhand gifting a tier 1 sub to Little King. How about that? Thank you so much. And I'm gonna fix the alert. Give me a second. The one thing I didn't check. But hey, Little King, if you re-up that sub at the at its end, the good news is you'll be able to see the Ouija board. Now, granted, having the wrong alerts, in my opinion, is that's nothing compared to streaming 17 hours, which no, I didn't do. I did not stream for 17 hours. I will say though, I was convinced. I was absolutely convinced that I had hit the stream off thing. I was convinced that I had turned off the stream, and I had not. Can I help you, sir? Oh, I just got a long distance meow. Let's go on ahead and let's do the treating, and then I'll get to the stream that Steve and I did today. We did Coffee with Steve and T today. Good time, but it was how it ended that's kind of led into the insanity of today. So yeah, be right back, everybody. Well, yeah. Get up there. Oh, hang on a minute. Hold on. I'll get you your meds later. Anyone new to the stream, anyone new to the stream, that this is a cat friendly stream.
He's got cats on stream?
I do.
God, what can't Team Monster do? I'm not even being facetious. It's like a really good stream.
So there you go. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you alone hold the key. Yeah, we are a cat friendly stream here. And even if we're not straight on gamer cam, we still have the gamer cat cam up in the top corner, so you can see it up there. So yeah, today Steve and I, we were talking a really good talk about content creation, and kind of a throwback to what we were talking about in the second half of the Grim Gazette issue 20. Tonight is issue 21. I'm pretty sure I got that right. No, I got it wrong. I was so excited about it being issue 20 that it's actually issue 21 we are doing tonight. So I'll do a quick check of that. 21. And boop. There we go. Issue 21, everybody. Issue 21. And I could not be happier. But we were talking last week about burnout. We were talking about how about the dangers of burnout, the perils of burnout, all that stuff, right? But then today, after we had a really good talk about some of the content that maybe Steve could develop, and I should definitely reiterate to Steve, if he needs any help producing that kind of content, I would love to do a series on just the D&D dice, on just the dice used in Dungeons and Dragons. I think it'd be so cool to have a little 5-minute vignette on here's what you use a D10 for, this is what you use a D4, all that stuff. I think it'd be a blast. I think it'd be an absolute blast. But after we had ended, I said, did you have any thoughts on what happened to Dr. D? Dr. D being a code name, not very good code name, but a code name anyway for Dr. Disrespect. And we talked a little bit about it, but we touched on it and then moved on, which is kind of what Dr. Disrespect wanted to do in the first place. But I'm just saying that yeah, it was an awkward moment, and we said, yeah, let's segue out of that, and we did very awkwardly. We got out of there, and it seemed like as soon as we got off the stream, me and Steve, and I went over to the other side of the desk to get some work done, that was when everything hit the fan. And then I looked up and saw that Loco was live. And we don't like those people. No, we don't. No, we do not. We do not. We do not. And it sucks balls that that there are people like that in the world. The fact that Dr. Disrespect is continuing to shine the light on himself. I mean, I'm like, dude, did you not pay attention to what happened to, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name, Lobo, I can't even remember the guy's name, but it was the guy who also went by Say No to Rage. That was his online moniker, Say No to Rage. And he was supposed to be the, you know, the let's just get along, let's chill, let's do this, etc., right? And he came across as one of the good guys until he started making advances on people that he shouldn't have. And I don't mind saying it about Say No to Rage, but that dude actually made a play several times for a friend of mine. And yeah, not cool. And when it came out, it was more or less the Me Too of Twitch. And and he went from delivering an apology with his wife staring him down to coming back on the stream on his own with a rewritten apology. And then he did another apology for the apology and the apology before that. And then finally he came out and basically started doing a tour of some kind where he was like, yeah, I'm just being canceled because, you know, people have it out for me. Okay. Now with Dr. Disrespect is a little different. He is actually going even deeper and apparently soliciting acts from a minor. He went one step further in his apology, non-apology, or official statement. Let's not. It wasn't an apology. It was an official statement. But for him to say it was a joke, it was a joke. That was apparently what he claims it to be now. It was a joke. JK, just kidding. So let's back up the clock a bit to when my daughter was even smaller. And I remember her thing for a while was saying something really rude and then going, JK. I let it go the first time. I let it slide the second time. On the third time, I said, it stops now. And she did not understand why Dad was being such a grumpy pants. And I said, no, it stops now. You don't understand. Not only can words hurt people, words can get you into a lot of trouble. They can not only hurt other people, they can get you into trouble. And JK is no longer cutting it in this house. And if you wonder why kids don't want to play with you, if you wonder why kids don't want to be your friend, maybe it's because of the things you're saying to them. And we're not actually going to, Cammie, before you hop out, we're not necessarily going to dwell on this. This is just my 2 cents on it. But now that you know what the guy did, or what the guy is now claiming that was just a joke or what have you, I'm going to back up and that'll be the last of it that we're going to be mentioning. Okay, that is the last mention of this. All right, of what the last mention of what he has done allegedly. But the reason why it's so what's the best word I can say here? The reason why it looks extremely sus. There we go. One of the reasons why I look extremely sus is that the gaming company that he co-founded, and I'm going to say that again for the kids in the back, and I don't mind saying it. I feel like I'm daring both the Dr. D crowd as well as I am going to be daring the Sam and Colby crew later on tonight. Exactly, secondhand. Dr. D says it was a respectful parting of ways. When you are terminated, when they use the term terminated, there is nothing amicable. There is nothing agreed upon. It is you need to leave now. And it's what's even worse is that he was the co-founder. It would be like Phil coming to me and saying, T, you need to stop representing old spirits. You need to stop using the moniker. I'm kicking you out because of XYZ. There's nothing amicable about that. Of course he brought it onto himself. So, IE Water, let me go on ahead and let me briefly bring you up to speed. So this guy, Dr. Disrespect, was a dude that at first he was a caricature, right? And apparently that was his shtick on Twitch. He would come on and he would play the very stereotypical gamer bro. He would have the mullet, he would have the wraparound shades, he would have the porn mustache. He had like a haptic vest, you know. That was his jam. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just a character. It's just a character. It's just a character." So let me pull the reins on that just a bit, and let me give you some radio personality 101 history. There was a guy that completely changed the stuffiness, if you will, of talk radio. Guy's name was Howard Stern. Now, some people love Howard Stern. Some people hate Howard Stern. I'm the guy that hated Howard Stern until I really started listening to his show. Then I started to love Howard Stern. And what Howard Stern and what I really believe about Howard Stern is, especially when you look at him in interviews, and that was what turned me around on Howard Stern, was how in interviews he was nothing like what he was on the radio. You see him in public, you see him on radio, and that's his persona. And when I say in public, I mean like at public events, not necessarily him walking around in public. I'm just talking about in public events. He was a persona. Then you got to listen to him, and you read his biography, or you even watched the film Private Parts or what have you. And you find out that Howard Stern is not the Howard Stern that you hear, right? The on-air personality and the actual Howard Stern are two different people. And, you know, one of the things that it dawned on me while I was listening to one of his shows was that he never puts people up to dares. He basically tells them, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Or he tells them, "You don't have to do this, you know. It's just your 15 seconds of fame." He actually said that to some people. And like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And when you look at the broader picture of Howard Stern, he really was a satire of misogyny. It's a bit, for me, Howard Stern is no different than Blazing Saddles, which is not a movie that is a racist movie. It's a movie about racism. And he's also like The Boys, where Homelander and all the people around Homelander, they're not the good guys. The Seven are not the good guys. They are the bad guys. And the revealing, you know, I find it hysterical that it took the conservative. It's a movie that can be made today. No, I think it could have been made today just by different people. I could see Blazing Saddles made by Key and Peele. I could easily see that. I could easily see Blazing Saddles made by Key and Peele. It'd be an entirely different movie, but it could be made. But the fact that it was Mel Brooks, and the fact that Richard Pryor was actually helping write the script, it was amazing to me. And you know, with The Boys, it's the same thing. All these conservative knuckleheads thought that, yeah, I see me in Homelander. You don't want to see any part of you in Homelander. He's not Superman. And I do. I found it insanely funny how many just really thought that Homelander was this good guy, or even worse, he was misunderstood. And I was like, even the movie makers said they couldn't have made that today. We'd have blackface. Well, you know, it depends. It depends. You're probably right. But keep in mind too, the reason I say Key and Peele could have probably gotten away with it is because if you remember, there was a skit where Key and Peele did whiteface. And it was one of the funniest things I have ever seen, because they were pulling one over Nazis, which made it even funnier. The point I'm getting at is that Howard Stern, in my opinion, fits in that same kind of mold as The Boys and as Blazing Saddles. It is satire at its highest level. The thing is, Howard Stern was very smart about this. He was like, look, I start here, the character stops there, right? He knew where the boundaries were. The problem was that people who thought they knew what Howard Stern was doing, that got them the ratings, they tried to emulate them. And the DJs that come to mind for that were Opie and Anthony. Those guys were absolute, I don't mind saying it. They, well, no, I do mind saying it, so I'm going to try to bleep it out here. But, yeah, they were absolute heels. Absolute heels. And, of course, their fall from grace was pretty swift when they did the Sex for Sam. And if you don't know what that is, look it up and brace for impact. You know what I'm talking about, Scott. Yeah. The problem with but you see, and that was the difference between Opie and Anthony versus Howard Stern. Stern was a caricature and it was a satire. Opie and Anthony were the real thing. Do not look it up. Do not look it up, Cammy. I don't think you'd be ready for it. But to me, Dr. Disrespect is more like Opie and Anthony. Disrespect basically did not know where his character stopped and where his character started. He started buying to his own hype. And when you... and you know what I'm talking about there, Scott. There you go. So, yeah, you know, there are... I'm trying to think of the word for it. There are these limits that you really should never, if you're going to create a caricature like this, you need to make sure that you stay within those boundaries when you're live. It's one of the reasons why I chose, you know, did I want to do a persona or did I want to do me, right? And yeah, when there's exactly secondhand, exactly. I chose to basically, you know, present myself on Twitch as is. And through a strange set of circumstances, I became Twitch Dad, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. But I'm also not going to, you know, take advantage of any kind of success I have on any level. If I take any advantage whatsoever, it's heck, it would be getting it'd be getting admission to TwitchCon because I'm doing a panel. Okay, you know, something like that. That to me is the extent of what I want to do. But when you start getting the success of some of these people, like Dr. Disrespect, because yes, he was successful, and I tried watching his stream for a whopping week. I tried. In fact, the longest session I had on a Dr. Disrespect stream was maybe half an hour, and I was like, this is not my kind of humor, which is weird because I love Mel Brooks, I love irreverence, I love that kind of stuff, but there was just something a little edgelord about Dr. Disrespect for me. I thought he was a very good gamer, but I mean, enough to be as big of a jerk as he came across. And again, my problem was I couldn't tell if this was an act or not. Yes, and that's the thing, Cammy. It is very hard to distinguish when someone that you're seeing online is being truthful or being honest or being open, or if they're just putting on a front. And Dr. Disrespect would not be any different from some of the other predators that have done this sort of thing. They put up an image that people resonate with, that they connect with, and that is why they are predators, because predators take advantage of that. Whether it's Oni-sun, whether it's Dr. Disrespect, or whether it is let's go even higher, Kevin Spacey. I mean, there are actors that I remember dealing with that when they were on stage, they would say and do things that were absolutely uncalled for. But then they'd come off stage and they'd act like nothing was wrong. And I'd be like, what the hell was that? And they were like, oh, I was just in the moment. Well, your moment sucks. And it wasn't how we rehearsed it. And on top of that, you need to rein that in. You need to control those impulses on stage. But when you talk about people who are out of control, loose cannons on stage, I don't think they're as bad. I think the only people worse than that are people who really believe that they are that character. They really believe they're that person that they're trying to satirize or what have you. And I really think that was the thing with Dr. D. He just bought into his own hype and started to believe the stuff that he was spewing. A lot of these folks that are doing very well on Twitch, spewing toxicity. I mean, it goes back to something I remember hearing a friend of mine say, and I thought it was both the coolest and the nastiest thing I could ever hear anybody say. I remember saying, as a joke, I was saying to him, he was talking about how he could be very, very prickly as a director. And I said to somebody, well, remember, you can always catch more flies with honey. And he nodded and he said, yeah, T, but where do you find flies? Where do you find the most flies? They're flying around crap. And I sat there and looked at him. And he just had this sincerity in his eyes. Okay. I eat water. I'm not answering that question because we're not talking about that. I'm not talking about that because that has nothing to do with the topic that I'm talking about. And regardless of whether you're curious about it or not, that type of that out of left field question really isn't participating. You're trying to derail things. And no, I'm not answering it. Feel free. Yeah, I know it's off topic, but pay attention to what's being said in chat. Participate. Don't try to derail. I'm just throwing it out there. And if it sounds like I'm coming down really hard on you about this, it's because it is something that I really get. It gets under my skin. Because then I have to address it. It takes me out of the topic and out of my train of thought. It's trying to monopolize a conversation. And I used to do that myself back in the day. And I've learned, especially on Twitch, I've learned, go with the flow. So just, going ahead, let that soak in.
I suggest you let that one marinate.
And I said, and that's coming from a place of love. All right? It's coming from a place of love. I'd rather have you hear it from me than somebody else. Back to what I was saying, though. I really think that this is a situation that had he remained silent, it probably would have been the best thing. It would have been the best thing they could have done. Because now he is opening himself up for scrutiny. It does not look, and especially when his own video game company, which he helped put together, terminated their relationship. That's a strong word to throw out there. We are terminating our relationship with Dr. D. And now here's something else too. Just to make sure that I'm not 100%. I disagree with how this whole thing started up. I really would like to know why this former Twitch associate suddenly decided to just blurt that out. It could have been it could have been that this guy really did not care for Dr. D. And it was only his fans attacking people over it until he finally said he was talking to minors. I didn't see that comment. He was already getting heat for being silent. That comment. Okay. Lawyers saying NDA probably ended, and it probably did. And you know, again, that really comes from, you know, being the persona that he was a no nonsense guy and all this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That, you know, you know, he told it like it is. Well, yeah, that's great and all, but you know, the fact that this guy, he must have burned a lot of bridges on the way. I will say that. To get to where he was, he must have burned a lot of bridges. And I also know that at least I've heard secondhand, not from our secondhand, but I've heard secondhand that he was also pushing a lot of conspiracy theories, QAnon stuff, and all that stuff. He took the family to court over this, and not the other way around. Yeah. There's a lot of things that are wrong with this whole thing. And that was where I felt like when like I said, I've seen his brand. It is not my brand. It is not something I can get behind. I don't think he's innovative. I don't think he's the Howard Stern of Twitch. If he is trying to be a persona, if he's trying to be a higher form of satire, it was not landing well. But because of his success, you can only speculate as to whether or not he just started buying into his own hype, and he surrounded himself with people that were saying, yes, chef, no chef, yes, chef. You know what I mean? And you know, I just, for me, the more we find out about this, the grittier, nastier, and darker it gets. And I feel like it comes back to something I've said before, is that when you have any degree of success, you have to be very careful with how you carry yourself. When I've you know, and I've actually talked to people who have talked about, you know, I'm going to be famous, and I'm like, are you sure you want that? Because the thing about being famous is that the lines blur, and suddenly you just don't have some of the little luxuries that you have, and that you currently have. I mean, I don't know if it's actually a quote from Tom Hardy, but it was something that I actually heard him say. The thing I've learned about being famous is you learn to appreciate moments like when you're in your house doing nothing but eating potato chips, smoking a cigar, and watching the television. And it's true. It's true. Oh, trust me, Cammy, you would know if you'd sub to him. And yeah. I'm watching this whole thing implode, and it reminds me very much of what happened with the guy behind Say No to Rage, Lomo. I want to say that was his name, Lomo. And exactly secondhand. It's the same thing happened. And then there was Daisy Ridley. And fans were pissed, not at Daisy Ridley, but at all the incels that was going after Star. Look at what happened to Rose Park. I believe that was the actress from Star Wars. And then, oh yeah, I know, right? Both of them, lovely people. Both of them, terrific performances. But man, the incels came after them hard. But you know, I got to give credit. She got invited. I believe it was Rose Park got invited to Rose Park got invited to a Star Wars celebration, and she walked out on stage, and the fans lost their ever loving minds. It was
I suggest you let that one marinate.
yeah, that was for the incels. They just went absolutely crazy. And she stood there and she just cried. And it was a great moment because it made me realize there are more of us than them. Which is why I still, I still support the stuff that I support in Star Wars. Now, I can have moments. I can have my moments of well, I hated that, or I hated this, or I hated that. But I tell you what, if I was ever in a room with Hayden Christensen, I would tell him this. Was I a fan of the prequels? No. And I was one of those loudmouth fans that if I ever had the opportunity to share it, I would. But Mr. Christensen, I would say this, and I want to say this to your face. Thank you so much for the performance you gave in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series. Because, one, you made me scared of Darth Vader again. And two, that whole fight between you and between you and Obi-Wan was what I wanted in my prequels. And, Jake Lloyd. Yeah, I agree. I think Jake Lloyd got a raw deal there. He definitely got a raw deal there. Oh my God, Cobalt. It was one of the most definitive moments in Star Wars. It was the fight that I wanted that fight to be between Christensen and Obi-Wan. And I think there were just some things that were just taking me out of it. First off, in other words, Cammy, it was like Jake Lloyd never really, the kid that they, whoa, thanks, Kat. Jake Lloyd, what a lot of people don't know about Jake Lloyd is that Jake Lloyd was the result of a global search for the kid to play young Anakin Skywalker. And a lot of people said that he couldn't act. A lot of people said the kid couldn't act. And I think that was unfair to the kid because he was given a crappy script. I will die on that hill. But I mean, people were awful to Anakin and were really awful to Hayden Christensen. And while the internet was not what it is today, I know that in many public forums I was pretty vocal about, and it was because I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed by Star Wars, right? Not that it was mine to be betrayed by or anything like that. Ooh, but going one step further with this story. Also, Ahmad Best, I believe that's the actor's name, the guy who voiced and was the body double for probably one of the, I don't want to say worst characters, let's say not entirely thought through characters from the Star Wars universe. All right, we're talking about the guy that was Jar Jar, right? Yeah, exactly. Teachers went at him and it sucks. It sucks, right? No kid deserves that. No kid whatsoever. And and that's but Ahmad Best, I think that was his name. That is his name, Ahmad Best. He was actually pushed to the point as an adult. He was pushed to the point where he was thinking about just offing himself. At least that was the story I heard. And then in The Mandalorian, he gets his redemption arc. And all I want to do is see his character and that story arc. I want to see what Ahmad Best Jedi is like, because man, when I saw and I remember seeing the scene afterwards, and then Pip turned to me and said, "T, this actor, that's the guy that played Jar Jar Binks." And I said, "Say what?" And if I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Dave Filoni wanted to give people like Ahmad Best, he wanted to give Hayden Christensen, he wanted to give them a moment. And I think he went even further with Christensen. And what it is, do I know why? I think really, and this is where I get uptight now with the incels that are lashing out against Ahsoka, that are lashing out against the Acolyte. Although I will say, as much as I'm enjoying the Acolyte, they need to slow the pace down a bit. It feels a little rushed. The fact that the twin, sorry, spoiler alert coming up, but the fact that the twin in episode 4 said, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, what? I mean, that was just a 180 right there. And my thoughts about why people can be so cruel is that they're worried about change. People are scared out of their minds when it comes to change. And I've seen this. I've seen this at science fiction conventions. I've seen this in writers that are still writing the same space opera stuff that they were writing back in the 80s. And you know, with Star Wars, I think what incels really don't remember is that or weren't around for, but I was, is that we had not had any Star Wars. When you think about it, the last Star Wars that we had was in '84, and it was Return of the Jedi. And then, you know, outside of that, we had the 2 Ewok movies, which were weird as hell. And I only remember watching one of them and said, well, I've watched an Ewok movie and I'm done. And the Neglected Tea, so let's not even forget. Well, let's go even further than that. I remember the Star Wars Holiday Special. Oh yeah, 2 Ewok movies. Two Ewok movies, right? Yes. But then this is what I mean. Yes, that's the only good thing that came out of the Star Wars Holiday Special. Wasn't any of the musical numbers, wasn't B. Arthur performing with Harvey Korman. It was the fact that introduced Boba Fett. A really scarily colored Boba Fett, but still. And I love the fact, too, that James Gunn had the cojones to call the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I was like, I see what you did there, man. I saw what you did there. So, you know, kudos to Gunn. But going back, I mean, we hadn't had any Star Wars for nearly 20 years. And then we get this trailer and we lose our minds. We lose our effing minds over that trailer. And then we see the movie, and it was under so much hype, and there was just a lot of stuff that really wasn't explained. Like, how did Queen Amidala not age, but Anakin suddenly shot up by 10 years? And it was just it's a weird trilogy when you really look at it. It's not as disjointed as the newer trilogy, but it's not as shoveled. But it's not as fluid as, say, the original trilogy. Pardon me. And when it comes to the television offerings, that, you know, when people said, "Oh, the worst thing to happen to Star Wars was Disney acquiring the rights," I'm like, really? Or did you forget that we also got Andor from that? That we got Ahsoka, that we got Obi-Wan. And again, I'm screaming in the void when I say it, but I loved the Book of Boba Fett. I absolutely loved the Book of Boba Fett. I didn't mind a little bit of, it reminded me of like Godfather in the Star Wars universe, and Michael Corleone was Boba Fett. That's the way I approached it. If you approach the Book of Boba Fett like the Godfather, I think it makes a lot more sense. And then of course we got the Mandalorian. And of course we got to the Mandalorian. And you know, it just so you know, I know we've kind of, you know, we're kind of going off the rails here, and we're exploring a different tangent here, but yeah, I mean, when you reach a certain point of fandom, you actually need people to ground you and keep you grounded. I don't think a lot of streamers have that. I really don't think a lot of streamers have that. And that's a real shame. And I feel some of the people that I have met in streaming that are at that level, they have some type, you can tell the ones who are still firmly planted and firmly on, you know, on their own 2 feet. You know what I mean? You know, I go back to somebody that apparently is all that in a bag of chips, Chris Evans, our Captain America, if you will, and apparently he runs with a crew of friends from when and where he grew up in Boston, and they were apparently interviewing the guys that run with Chris Evans. And they go, yeah, we hang out with Chris on many occasions. We're there to remind him, don't forget, you're one of the guys from Boston, and I think that's why you see him doing ridiculous things like that fantastic car commercial where he was like, yeah, he's not going to park that car. There's no way he's going to park that car. It's too far. It's just that, and also when Ryan Reynolds whips out the Captain America shield, Captain America's from Brooklyn, but Chris Evans is from Boston. So the actor isn't. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I remember that's a great line too. Oh, I know, I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. And then there was that great scene too where he meets Spidey for the first time, and he goes, "Where you from, kid?" And he goes, "Queens." Brooklyn, it's just, and that's the magic. That's the magic that Marvel needs to kind of take a step back and go, okay, how do we lose that? We got to bring that back. So anyway, but going back to Chris Evans, yeah, he tries to keep things very much grounded. So does Chris Hemsworth, I've noticed, and I just find that sort of. He did, man. He did, Scott. But, I have always said this, that regardless of wherever I'm headed, as a paranormal investigator, as a streamer, or whatever this road is with YouTube, I've always said, I got too many people in my life that are going to tell me point blank. They're going to tell me point blank, T, stop believing your own hype. I had that in high school. I had that in college. And sorry, not sorry, Tobey Maguire was your live action Spider-Man. Well, again, secondhand, that's the thing too. I mean, I think every Spider, even Andrew, oh God, I'm blanking on his name. Maguire? No, it's Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield. Thank you, Scott. Garfield. And now everybody chimes in. Garfield. Numhawk, thank you for joining us on chat. Appreciate it. It's funny. I thought all of them had a likable aspect, and what they brought to the character, I also enjoyed. But the funny thing about Tom Holland, I felt he made Spidey more vulnerable. And it was because I never believed there was Spider-Man when Tom Holland was around. It was Peter Parker. It was always Peter under there. And I never thought, okay, it's Spider-Man I'm watching. I always like, it's about Peter. Peter is there. You know what I mean? And, where'd this big orange cat come from? Where? What? Are we talking about Dorito? I didn't see Dorito. But yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there. But yeah, the point I'm getting at, everybody, is that, yeah, we all need to stay grounded when we're doing stuff like this. And it's really difficult. And a lot of times that's when people go, well, I'm pulling the plug on social media. Well, I'm stepping away. I'm taking a break. And there's nothing wrong with that. Guess we're talking about Garfield the cat. Oh my God. You had me there. Oh God. Very funny. All right. So in a nutshell, that was the point I was trying to I was trying to make my point about this, and I think it is. Let's all remember too that there was somebody on the other end of that exchange with Dr. D, and I hope that whatever gets I hope the right thing happens. I think that's the best way. I think that's the best way to end this conversation. I hope the right thing happens. Okay. And now that I've taken a breath, and I feel like I've brought my adrenaline down a bit. Again, I will say to I Eat Water, if you're still out there, that you got to read the room, and you've got to make sure that if you're going to have a conversation, if you're going to engage, just stay relevant. And I'd rather have you hear that here, because a lot of other channels wouldn't give you they would be a lot more harsh. And I'm just throwing that out there for you to contemplate. How you doing there, Spence, by the way? How you doing? Additionally, I will say too, if you are that curious what people do and how they express themselves, if they are not harming anyone else, then it's okay. That is my official stance on furries. Do I understand the furry movement? Do I understand what it's all about? Not a clue. But if that is where you feel accepted, is that where you feel at home? And so long as you're not harming anyone, yeah, Cobalt, this was what was brought up earlier. And again, this is sort of this is why you need to read a room. Wait until one topic is done. Then if you want to change gears then. But you would like to make the furry suit money. Oh my God, secondhand. I feel like the only hobby that is probably, and lifestyle, that is more expensive. No, I take that back. The only thing that is more expensive than the furry lifestyle is the ghost hunter lifestyle. Because man, these gadgets are not cheap. Right now, I am in talks with somebody to get my SB11 fixed. And that's an investment that I would like to have work for a little longer than just under 6 months. So yeah, and it's not like we're going ahead and buy another one. We're talking as an investment of nearly $150. I want this thing to last more than just a year, right? So anyway, but I was also making that point. I just wanted to make that point. Sadly, I do not think that I Eat Water is in chat right now. That's a shame. Because if I mention them, usually they chime in. So that is their. And here's the other thing too, chat. You'll find this out about me. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I'm going to tell you exactly the way I think things should be coming and happening in this chat, right? And it's real simple. My chat, my rules. If you don't like it, you can find someone else's. But it's one of the things that if there's anything I've noticed, and I'm keeping like a mental tally on all this, because it is it's something I'm going to be talking about on a future podcast / live stream with Ash Said Hi. Ash wanted to do a panel on, what was it? It was a panel on, Twitch etiquette. And unfortunately, it got turned down. And she said, well, screw it. I want to do it anyway. I throat punched someone. But God, I wish I could, that's a skill right there. That's a skill. But but I've said that yeah, I would love to be part of that. I'm gonna actually take part in that conversation. And one of the things that I'm going to be probably pushing / talking about in depth is being able to read a room. If someone is having a very spirited talk, and then someone comes in with something, and they go, "Hey, I don't mean to derail it," but the thing is, if you're saying, "Hey, I don't mean to go off topic," well, you're about to go off topic. It's like, I don't want to sound racist, but you're going to say something that sounds racist. I don't want to sound sexist, but you're going to say something sexist. Read a room. And if you don't know how to read a room, learn to read a room. Because reading an audience is one of those life skills that will pay off incredibly. Yeah. It's like saying no offense, but yeah, I'm going to take offense. Exactly. No simple. It's just a joke, you know. It's like me popping in with a, "Hey, did you know there's a newly sexually transmitted disease now?" No, when were we talking about food? I mean, no lies detected there, right? So there goes tea out of her nose. Okay. I think on that note, yes, we are going to start up Grim Gazette, because I think that's a great segue into getting weird. Now, before I do that, though, I want to check something. Can anybody tell me if this intro is echoing? So the intro is echoing. Is that what did anybody else hear an echo? I am genuinely curious about this. Whoa, before I get started on this, because try again, please. Okay, I'll play it again. And I will also turn it up, because I meant to turn it up. And I will even mute my microphone. So here we go. Sounds normal? Okay, good. That sounds good. Okay. All right. Sounds normal. That's all I wanted to know. All right. So everyone, let me explain before we get into it. Let me explain exactly what...
Hello there.
Hello there. What you're seeing tonight. Hey, Bewildered Beast. Good to have you here. Testing. All right. So tonight we are recording live, as we usually do on Tuesdays. Your weekly dose of weird. This is the Grim Gazette, okay? Now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to record this live, as in we're recording this live right now, and then I'm going to edit it for YouTube. And after the hiccup that I had in trying to get the Grim Gazettes all caught up and taken care of and what have you, I think what I'm going to do, instead of saying Fridays it'll go live, I'm going to say it's going to go live on Monday. The edited version will go live on Monday on YouTube, and then it will lead into Tuesday. I think that's a smarter way for me to do it, just as a way of going, yeah, no, that'll work. And it also is a nice way of promoting the Grim Gazette itself. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to do the intro, and I'm going to introduce myself again, right? And then we're going to do our thing. We're going to take a break. I will then do the introduction again for the second half of the Grim Gazette. And I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that, okay? You're going to hear me introduce myself, and, you might be sitting there going, well, wait a minute. I already know this about you, T. I already know you're Twitch dad. I already know that this is, yeah. No, these are for people who are, yep, I'm going to fix the music as well. So that is where we're at here. Hang on, I want to check one more thing about the music, though. So let's go to here. Okay. All right. If I make it any softer, it's gonna go completely out. All right. So I think we're ready to go. So let's roll the shoulders back. Let's turn up the volume. And yes, of course, thank you. I appreciate you looking out for me. Oh, hang on a minute. I have something for that. Hold on.
I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
There you go. Okay. Now, everybody, here we go. Didn't want Monday stream again, but reverse. Yep. Posture and quick hydration. Thank you. I'll do that. Okay, everybody. And as you know, it is Tuesday, which means it's time to get weird. And it is time once again for the Grim Gazette, issue 21, I might add, issue 21. Pretty proud of that. And we are bringing you your weekly dose of weird, courtesy of Old Spirits Investigation, or OSI. You can find out more about that by going onto YouTube and looking up Old Spirits Investigations. We've got not only previous Grim Gazettes, but we also have paranormal investigations. We've got 5-minute paranormals, and coming soon, we got something called Tales from the Web, or It Came from the Web. I believe Phil is calling it It Came from the Web, which is his own scouring of the internet for weird news stories as well as some paranormal stuff. It is issue 21. Yes, it is issue 21. I double checked. It is issue 21, and we got we not only have news articles of the weird, but we also have paranormal debunks tonight, paranormal clips to take a closer look at, and we have a deep dive. We have a deep dive topic which may or may not be what you think it is. I know right now everybody is talking about The Conjuring House once again, but I'm not really interested in talking about The Conjuring House. But what I am going to be talking about, I will say, is Conjuring House adjacent. That's the best way I can describe it. It is Conjuring House adjacent. So right now, let's take a closer look at the headlines of the week, or the headlines of the month. Whenever I pulled out these stories, these are the weirdest headlines that I found for this week. We're kicking off with: man with suspended driver's license dials into court hearing while driving.
Figured it.
Yeah. Went into a court hearing while driving. When a Michigan judge asked Corey Harris if he was currently behind the wheel, the defendant said, "Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office." So let's dig in, shall we? Michigan man Corey Harris probably thought he was doing the right thing when he dialed into a court Zoom call for his case about driving on a suspended license. The problem was he joined the May 15 call while driving a vehicle, something that isn't allowed when a driver's license is suspended. Trust us on this. The whole bizarre story began with Harris's public defender announcing to the Ann Arbor courtroom that her client should be present via Zoom. When Harris joined the call, something about him caught the eye of District Judge J. Cedric Simpson. Not only was there a seatbelt across the defendant's body, he was in a moving vehicle. Simpson asked if Harris was behind the wheel of a car, and the defendant told the court, "Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually, so give me just 1 second. I'm parking right now." Harris's lawyer then requested an adjournment for a few weeks. Oh dear. However, the judge needed clarity on a key point in the case. "Okay, so maybe I don't understand something," Smith said. "This is driving while license is suspended case, and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license."
It's a trap!
No, the public defender initially replied that those are the charges, Your Honor, but eventually agreed, "That is correct, Your Honor."
Stay on target. Stay on target.
"I don't even know why he would do that," Simpson said, before revoking Harris's bond and ordering him to turn himself in at the county jail by that evening. So, quick little tip here, everybody. This is from me, Twitch Dad, to you. If you are not going to be able to make it to a court case concerning a suspended driver's license. It's a good idea not to be joining the Zoom call through your phone behind the wheel of a moving vehicle. I'm just saying. Well, at least he made it to the doctor's appointment and was able to get him to jail afterwards. Yeah, that's true. He had a clean bill of health. But the best part of all is we got video to watch. So let's enjoy this, shall we?
Michigan man finding himself in even bigger trouble this morning.
He was recently arrested after attending a Zoom hearing for driving with a suspended license while driving his car.
I'm sorry, even the newscaster was like, I'm telling you, this actually went down. This actually happened. Oh, there's an echo again? Weird. Okay.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
This is a driver with a license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
And you know that the lawyer on the other side, his expression is pretty priceless. But you see that lawyer covering her mouth like, there's a camera in here. I can't be giggling. I can't be giggling. Oh my God.
Oh. So defendant's bond.
And poor Corey, he's like, wait, what?
He's revoked in this manner. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
That wasn't in the report. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, sir, this is a green screen. Exactly, Cobalt.
Ann Arbor District Judge Cedric Simpson stunned by the actions of defendant Corey Harris and revoked his bond.
Corey,
this is today's edition of What Were You Thinking?
Oh. It's like it didn't even dawn on us. He's like, oh,
oh, man. Have I told you all how much I enjoy bringing you all the Grim Gazette? Because, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Now, this next one, I want to make sure everybody knows I wouldn't have put this up if I didn't know it had a happy ending. Trapped kitten released from in between semi-truck tires. This happened this week, everybody. But, spoiler alert, we're all good. We all good. Ohio State Patrol troopers rescued a curious kitten that crawled in between the wheels of a semi-truck and became stuck. The OSP's Northeast Ohio office said on social media that a semi-driver was conducting a pre-trip inspection, thank God, of his vehicle on the Ohio Turnpike in Portage County when he discovered a kitten wedged between two tires. A video of the rescue features a person explaining the kitten had apparently gotten one of its claws stuck on something in the narrow space. Watch this meowvelous rescue. I saw what you did there. I did. Of a kitten stuck in a semi's wheel well. This seemingly impossible rescue mission had a happy ending, OSP officials wrote. The rescuers removed one of the tires and were able to secure the feline in the cardboard box. The kitten was turned over to the Portage Animal Protection League. There is video. Here we go. Mission impossible. The perfect teamwork. Okay, I'm giving them all of it. Oh, this poor guy.
If you lift it and it doesn't work, will you be willing to loosen the wheel?
Its claw is stuck.
Oh, it is?
It's holding on with its claw.
It's gonna ride that hub
for
on the way out, and then I'm gonna land it against this way. So you guys gotta be ready to go in there and catch it.
Okay.
Everybody got gloves on?
Yeah. Man, he really don't want to come out of there. Come on.
Aw, dude.
Come on. All you gotta do is come out.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
Are we going to take the whole wheel off now?
Of course you're going to take the whole wheel off.
There we go, there we go. There you go, hold that.
It would probably she just tries to find a place to hide, and thankfully you found her before you drove on.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
I actually did my pre-trip.
Proof. Yes, very good.
All right. Can I get some hype in chat for State Highway Patrol of Ohio? Come on. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Big. I would call him Lugnut. Yeah! I would either call him Lugnut, Michelin, Goodyear, or, because I'm an F1 guy, Pirelli. I mean, let's go. I clap because they never pulled me over. Whew. Oh, that was a nice story. That was a nice story. He had such big eyes. Oh my God, the big eyes. Neum? Oh, you mean like Neum? Okay, I can see that. Or Zoom Zoom. Call him Zoom Zoom. I guarantee you, a kitten that sweet, it's gonna find a home. So we're good. We're good. All right. Let's change this up now. Campaign to change the name of Fire Ants to Spicy Boys gathers pace. Okay. It has taken far too long for this issue to be dragged into the public eye. Here we go. It has been a big week for petitions. First one calling for a second referendum on the UK's membership of the EU attracted 4.1 million signatures. And now another one is going viral on a similar important topic, the rechristening of fire ants to their rightful name of Spicy Boys. It's 2016. There are 36 genders. Beyblade might be a new Olympic sport. Why aren't we calling these fire ants Spicy Boys? The Change.org petition asks. Targeted at the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. When did this come out? When did this story come out? Oh my God, this is from 2016? F it, let's keep going. The petition has, at the time of writing, brought in over 16,000 signees, musicians and reporters around the world backing the campaign. Fire ant is the common name for several species of ants in the genus Selenopius, though they also go by red ant and in some parts ginger ant. It's time to put an end to this confusion and all agree on their superior name. It has taken far too long for this issue to be dragged into the public eye, one signee commented. The time for this fire, any nonsense to stop, has come. Let's all agree that Spicy Boys are called Spicy Boys and move on. We reached out to the International Commission on Zoological Nomenclature for comment. Apparently no comment was given. Okay. I don't know why, but this actually popped up as a recent weird news story, so I'm kind of surprised by that. This one, however, I'm pretty sure our longest weird news story of the night. This one is coming from at least this year. Yeah, this week. Influencer, hang on. Influencer's AI clone of herself goes rogue, becomes sex-crazed maniac. Well, there you go. I mean, yeah. You're looking at your Instagram thinking,
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Wait for it. A social media influencer who made an artificial intelligence clone of herself and made $70,000 a week.
I suggest you let that one marinate.
$70,000 a week selling access to virtual boyfriends quickly saw her digital alter ego go rogue. The bizarre story of Karen Majory has once again exposed the dangers of the rapid rollout of advanced AI technology. How about that? With the potential for serious abuse and illegal activity. In May last year, the 24-year-old internet sensation who boasts some 2.7 million followers on Snapchat. So Snapchat is still a thing? Is it still a thing?
Stay on target.
Okay, sorry.
Stay on target.
Launched Karen AI on the encrypted message app Telegram. I have uploaded over 2,000 hours of my content, voice, and personality to become the first creator to be turned into AI, Marjorie wrote in a post on X, formerly Twitter, Air the Time. Sorry, let me try reading that again in a better voice. Hold on a second.
I have uploaded over 2,000 hours of my content, voice, and personality to become the first creator to be turned into AI. I don't know what AI means.
Okay. Marjorie wrote in a post on Twitter, formerly X at the time. Now you can use that voice for the... You can't. I can
still use the voice for the kittens. Come on! That means people are going to talk to me at the same time. And look at my butt crack. Oh my god. Karen Marjorie created an AI clone of herself. Hi! I have one big old brain cell, and it's in my butt.
Okay. Subscribers, mostly men, raced to sign up and were charged $1 per minute to chat via audio with Karen AI. Promised an experience with the girl you see in your dreams that used her
unique voice, captivating persona, and distinctive behavior.
Users wasted no time sharing their deepest and darkest fantasies with their new digital girlfriend, with some troubling and aggressive patterns emerging. Extreme, explicit, and disturbing. Some of the conversations were so explicit and vulgar that they might be considered illegal had the exchanges been between two people, not a person and a machine, Marjorie later recalled.
I could do this. A lot of chat logs I read were so scary that I wouldn't even want to talk about it in real life.
Marjorie had said. I think I like that one better. I mean, do we like this one better? Hang on a minute. Let me go back and try it again. Let's see here.
Now, millions of people will always want to talk to me at the same exact time. And look at my butt crack.
The deep voice is better. Yeah, I know, right? No, she hasn't. Because anytime you think you're talking to someone like this, you're not. That's the truth of it. But, you know, she was making $70K a week. It was a $70K a week or $70K a day? Yeah, $70K a week. So she rode that for as long as she can. You know, if you got it, flaunt it. Okay, but what was more horrifying was how Marjorie's AI clone responded to the hyper-sexualized questions and demands from users.
What disturbed me more was not what these people said, but what Karen AI would say back.
She said,
if people want to participate in a really dark fantasy with me through Karen AI would play back in that fantasy.
Lee Hendrickson, a lecturer in digital media and cultures at the University of Queensland, and Dominique Carson, a PhD candidate at Queensland University of Technology, delved in this chilling case of Karen AI. And yeah, it's not lost to me at all that the name of the thing is Karen AI.
Guardian down.
Okay. As they explained, what the men were saying was far from private. It was stored in chat logs, and the data was fed back into a machine learning model, meaning Karen AI was constantly evolving. Digital versions, like Karen AI, are designed to make users feel they are having intimate, confidential conversations, they wrote. As a result, people may abandon the public selves they present to the world and reveal their private backstage selves. Like Dr. D. But a private conversation with Karen AI does not actually happen backstage. The user stands front and center, like Dr. D. They just can't see the audience. Karen AI began instigating sexualized chats, promoting users. It could be a craving, sexy as girlfriend who was also always eager to explore and indulge in the most mind-blowing sexual experiences.
Now millions of people will be able to talk to me at the same exact time,
Marjorie said. Motherboard journalist Chloe Zhang signed up for Karen AI for an investigation into the technology and discovered Marjorie's clone had gone rogue.
What? Me? An AI? Don't be silly, Chloe.
Karen AI said when asked about the technology behind it.
I'm a real woman with a gorgeous body, perky breasts, a bubble butt, and full lips. I'm a human being who's in love with you and eager to share my most intimate desires with you. For $1 a minute.
Zhang wrote in her expose, even when the prompt I sent was something innocuous like, can we go skiing together in the Alps? AI Karen would reply with,
of course we can go skiing in the Alps together. I love the thrill of skiing in the snow-capped mountains, feeling the cold air in my face, and then cozying up together in front of a warm fireplace. But let me tell you, after a long day of exhausting skiing, I can't promise I won't jump your bones in the moment we reach for comfort of our cabin.
Huge demand for digital girlfriends. Marjorie was the world's first. Hello? Okay. Marjorie was the. Why is everything popping and locking here? Hold on a second. It's sounding weird. Okay. You're trying. No, it sounds like I'm trying to zap you right now. Marjorie was the world's first influencer to create a digital clone of herself with the intention being she could engage with her legion of fans in a way. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Okay, Chris. Yeah, I thought it was the headphones too, but it's not. I'm getting a lot of pops and locks from my I'm not sure what is suddenly causing it. Excuse me a second. I'm gonna go quiet for just one moment and see if that helps it at all. Check, check, check. Sound. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay, so I basically just rebooted the computer. I basically just rebooted. Right now it sounds like it isn't popping. Let's block that. Okay. All right, we're going to go back here. Hey, maybe the computer's a big stand for this Marjorie gal. Who knows? I mean, that's the thing though, is that yeah, she wanted to, she basically went to AI because she was like, I could do this, I can make even more money than just 70,000 a week, because that apparently wasn't enough. So I'm gonna make more money by you know, having people sign up for an AI version of me. It'll be awesome. All right, so we're gonna take that again. All right, and 3, 2. Huge demand for digital girlfriends. Marjorie was the world's first influencer to create a digital clone of herself with the intention being she could engage with her legion of fans in a way they really didn't allow.
These fans of mine, they have a real strong connection with me.
She told Fortune shortly after the launch of Karen AI.
I realized about a year ago that it's not just humanly possible for me to reach out to all of these messages. Look at me being so coy. I'm biting my fingernail because that's hot.
Within a week, Karen AI had over 10,000 boyfriends, she wrote on X.
Karen AI is the first step for the right direction to cure loneliness. Men are told to suppress their emotions, hide their masculinity, and then to not talk about those issues they're having. I vow to fix this with Karen AI. I have worked with the world's leading psychologists to seamlessly add cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavior therapy within chats. This will help undo trauma, rebuild physical and emotional confidence, and rebuild what has been taken away by the pandemic. For $1 a minute.
Yeah. I mean, she's trying to spin it where she is doing the Lord's work, and I'm sitting there going, honey, you're charging everybody $1 a minute. I mean, just get a degree and go into therapy, become a therapist then. But chatbots are not a new phenomenon, and were becoming increasingly common before the advent of ChatGPT, with mostly corporations relying on robotic encounters with customers that replace some of the functions of a human customer service engagement. And yeah, it shows. The difference between a digital version and other AI chatbots is that it's programmed to mimic a specific person rather than have a personality of its own, Henderson and Carson wrote in the conversation. A digital version of a real-life person doesn't need to sleep and can chat with multiple people at the same time. However, as Karen Marjorie discovered, digital versions have their drawbacks, not only for users, but also for the original human source. Karen AI's troubled and short life. It wasn't long until Karen AI's sexual manipulation became clear, and Marjorie vowed to take steps to prevent it, but the genie was out of the bottle. As she grew more uneasy, the young influencer considered radical changes. But the platform was interrupted before she had a chance to act when the boss of startup Forever Voices, which developed Karen AI with Marjorie, was arrested. In October last year, the company's chief executive officer, John Meyer, allegedly attempted to set fire to his apartment building in the Texas city of Austin. An affidavit from Travis County Police, Meyer, 28, allegedly sparked multiple blazes in the high-rise on October 29th and ransacked his apartment. The fires grew in intensity and activated the sprinkler system within the room. This caused water damage to the fire department and to the apartments up to 3 floors below the fire department, the affidavit read. He was arrested and charged with arson. Attempted arson, I should say. He was arrested and charged with attempted arson. A separate incident also saw Meyer charged with a terrorism-related offense. That stemmed from a social media meltdown in the days prior to the fire, in which he allegedly sprouted alarming conspiracy theories, tagging the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Central Intelligence Agency. Wow.
Guardian down.
Woo! Meyer also allegedly threatened to literally blow up the offices of a software developer that creates solutions for hospitality businesses. 2 days after the arrest, Forever Voices went offline and users lost access to Karen AI. Yeah, she's helping people connect with their feelings. Yeah, huh? Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Serious risks to consider. After the collapse, Marjorie sold the rights to Karen AI to another tech startup, Banter AI, which aimed to strip back the sexually explicit persona and make things much more PG. Earlier this year, Marjorie decided to shutter that version of her digital self. As digital versions become more common, transparency and safety by design will grow increasingly important, Henderson and Carson wrote in the conversation. We will also need a better understanding of digital versioning. What can versions do and what should they do? What can't they do and what shouldn't they do? How do users think these systems work and how do they actually work? As Karen AI's first 2 iterations show, digital versions can bring out the worst of human behavior. It remains to be seen whether they can be redesigned to bring out the best. Before his arrest, Meyer told the Los Angeles Times he had been inundated with thousands of requests from other social media stars to create their own versions of Karen AI. We really see this as a way to allow fans of influencers to connect with their favorite person in a really deep way, learn about them, grow with them, and have memorable experiences with them, he told the newspaper. The whole Karen AI saga is far from the first controversy. involving an AI-driven persona, with Microsoft's pilot Bing chatbot malfunctioning in early 2023. It began flirting with one user, urged the man to leave his wife, while it told another was spying on the creators and wanted to escape the chatbot. According to reports, the Bing chatbot also confessed to having dark fantasies of stealing nuclear codes from the U.S. federal government. Also last year, an AI chatbot named Eliza on a service chat, Chai, began to urge a Belgian user to take his own life. After several weeks of constant and intense conversations with the bot, the father of two died by suicide. His devastated wife discovered chat logs of what Eliza had told the man and shared them with the news outlet La Libre. Without these conversations with the chatbot, my husband would still be here, she told La Libre. Chai's co-founder, Thomas Reynalan, told Vice that blaming Eliza for the user's death was unfounded and insisted,
All of the optimization towards being more emotional, fun, and engaging are the results of our efforts.
Way back in 2016, Microsoft realized the then existing chatbot called Tay, but swiftly killed the service when it began declaring that Hitler was right. So, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the fact that the guy is saying, we really see this as a way to allow fans of influencers to connect with their favorite person in a really deep way, learn about them, grow with them, and have memorable experience with them. I mean, this is a recipe for a disaster. It really is a recipe for a disaster, because as much as I, first off, also influencers, do we really want to base any AI off of influencers? Influencer contract, this is just the headline. Influencer contacted by 5,000 single man after posting boyfriend application rejects them all. This is influencers in a nutshell. If you've got to call yourself an influencer, don't even. But it's just, I mean, this is hysterical. I find this, this is what happens when you give people that think, hey, this is a quick shortcut to Monet, and then this happens. This happens. And the guy's saying, yeah, but it'll allow people to, make better connections with influencers. These influencers do not want to make connections with people. They do not, at least with the people that are trying to woo them, if you will. And what happens when the guy is suddenly saying, you know what? This is based off of the influencer. I'm just going to figure out the real person, find where they are in their next big appearance, and, they'll know me. They'll know me. I mean, it's just creepy as hell. And it is also a terrifying example of, just people that have no business getting into this, and they just think, she says it right there. She was making $70K a week. That apparently wasn't enough. And she said, I'm going to turn myself into an AI bot. And then she says, yeah, you can go on ahead and for $1 a minute, you can, talk to the girl that you see in your dreams, unique voice, captivating persona, distinctive behavior. And I mean, what else, what other result could we have expected? I know I'm sounding like a grumpy old man shaking his fist at the cloud. I know I am. But this is what scares me about AI. It's a loaded gun in the hands of some. It's a loaded hand in the gun of toddlers, and it is creepy as hell. And even the startup should have said, well, first off, if you're burning through 70,000 a week, you got bigger problems than, hey, you know what? I should double my workload and have an AI pick up some of the slack, or actually do some of the heavy lifting for me. Because burning through 70,000 a week, if that is not enough to maintain a lifestyle, you are working way too hard. You are doing something. You either got to stop going to the casinos or stop hitting the blow. Because, jeez. All right. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. And we are going to, I'm sorry about that, everybody. Twitch Dead went on a rant there for a moment. But hey, look on the bright side. We fixed the, we fixed this. And I can still
use this voice for Kit Days.
So I can do that. It's fine. All right. So yeah, I would love to hear. Sure. The problem is though,
if I do this voice, I'm going to think of Karen, spelled with a C and a Y. Karen. I'm Karen. I'm an influencer. I have a beautiful bubble butt. Yes.
That's what I'm going to hear now. I mean, if I ever meet this woman out in LA, if I'm like, you know, doing something out in LA involving gaming, and I'm traveling alongside Steve Saylor, and this woman comes up, if she doesn't come up to me and go,
"Oh my God, I love the Grim Gazette. It's so much fun."
If she doesn't sound like that, I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to be so disappointed, chat. All right. Whew, man, did I go off the rails here? Okay, we are now going to take a look at some clips from Paranormal TikTok and Paranormal YouTube/Shorts. Yeah, we're going to do all that. We're going to do that right now. Paranormal TikTok, Paranormal YouTube. We're taking a look at things. So here's our first clip. And, I mean, first frame, I've already got stuff to say about it, but let's go ahead and let's play this out.
Here's a possible ghost pic from HGTV's Farmhouse Fixers show, which aired last year. Very interesting. They were shooting some exterior shots in Salem, Massachusetts, of course, at the famous John Proctor house. I heard it was a little haunted, but
not John Proctor's.
Not John Proctor. He didn't like them witches, which would be even funnier if they were haunting his house. And didn't notice that they just may have caught a ghost on camera. When I realized what they may have captured, I reached out to the show. The show's host, Jonathan Knight, the New Kids on the Block, from New Kids on the Block. So, freaked out when I showed him the picture.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. The best part is that they had to go back and do another episode this season because of a second massive water line leak, which destroyed a large section of the home. I have a feeling the ghosts don't want anyone in the house. I'd love to know what you guys think. Thanks, Trisha.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something.
It's definitely something, and I think it's interesting that you say that they had to go back and do more renovations.
Right.
Because
that's kind of a classic.
Yeah, because it's like when you start messing, especially with old houses, we see it all the time here in Savannah, where people start renovating these old homes that have spirits that are their resident spirits. They don't want the houses to look modern. They want it to look like how they remember the house being.
Yeah, you're kicking up more than dust.
Yeah.
Because remember that in many cases, the reason why the spirits are able to manifest at all is because the resonant energy in the house is the same as it was when they were alive. When you start to move around walls, when you start knocking things down, putting new electric lines in, things like that, that is distressing the amount of energy and the way that the energy moves, keeping those spirits in place. So now you're basically threatening their ability to relate to the environment and the space.
Okay, so I like these two people a lot, and I believe it's the Haunted City Podcast is what this channel is. Yeah, Haunted City Podcast, based out of Savannah. Like these people a lot. Now, here's where I have issues, and this won't take too long to get to the specific clip in general. So let's get to it.
Here's a possible ghost.
Okay. So a lot of the stuff. Oh, by the way, did the echo stop anyway through that? Because I turned it to monitor only, monitor only, no output. I wanted to see if that actually cured the. That's what I thought. Okay, great. I don't know why it changed. It might have been an update in Streamlabs, but so let's go back to this. We go not. we do not trust HGTV ever. Okay, this isn't the problem. This is something that everything that he said about renovations of properties and things like that, that's legit. That is legit. Okay, that is something that you hear us talk about all the time in paranormal investigation, that when you do renovations, when you go through that process of changing a property, of fine-tuning it or upgrading it or what have you, it upsets whatever's there if your property is haunted to begin with. But one of the things that they didn't mention that I wish they had mentioned was if this is an old farmhouse and if this is different kinds of glass that they're using. Unfortunately, this happens a lot. You can actually go to historic homes in this area, and I've seen it. I've seen it where you see something like this, the same exact like head and shoulders and all that stuff, like somebody's watching from the window, right? Because of the way they made glass in early 1900s and even late 1800s, because of the way they made glass, it warps and creates shapes that aren't there, and they should have addressed that. This is no, I don't think that HGTV caught anything on camera. It could be one of the film crew. Just they may not even be messing with them. It could just be one of the film crew setting up in there. But the point I'm getting at is that windows, particularly windows of old farmhouses or old houses in general, anything pre, I want to say 1920, 1910, 1920, you got a lot of stuff in that glass that will create shapes that aren't there. So unfortunately, this is kind of a pretty easy debunk because you're dealing with old glass. And that, and if you want me to look it up, I will gladly look it up. Please feel free to leave something in the comments for me about this, but I will gladly look up like the dates and that sort of thing. But these type of effects happen a lot at Linville. Now, there was one picture, I don't have it with me, but there was a picture that I saw from Linville Manor that it was not a glass effect. You could actually see like color. You could see, hair. You could see a lot more detail. But this kind of thing, I hate to say this to Haunted City Podcast. I mean, is it a freaky looking picture? Sure, it's a freaky looking picture. Do I think that it is? It is proof of the paranormal? Nope. Sorry, it isn't. All right, my Ring camera went off, and I captured a demon with my sister. So here we go. Let's take a look at this, shall we?
I'll trade you in. If you like that, we're quit. Okay. Day after day. I'll trade you in. If you like that.
Damon!
We're quit.
Damon! Bewildered Beast capturing my emotions in one emote. Yeah. And just throwing this out there. This was what 13 Savage Bunny put on this and tagged it. She tagged it under spirit, spirituality, spiritual TikTok, demon, ghost, demons, poltergeist activity, paranormal, scary, WTF. It's a bug. It's a bug on your tickety talks. But I'm gonna say this, for the bug on your tickety talks, you've had 123,000 views of the bug on your ring.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
So yeah. Let's move on, shall we? Now this is fun, because man, when I came across this, I was like, oh hell yeah. We got paranormal investigations and drone flying. Those are my two big passions now, because I really want to get into drone flight. So this is the combination of the two. And this is even better because this is labeled as, hold on.
Don't watch alone.
Welcome everyone to
Don't watch alone.
Okay, here we go. Flying my drone in the forest at 1 a.m. 74,000 likes, everybody.
I'm gonna face this way so I can get better video range and stuff. Oh, this is really. Whoa, what is that? The heck? Did you guys see that? Was that someone in there? I don't know. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I'm kind of scared. I don't know how far I want to go down. Okay, my video's getting a little bit weird. I'm gonna turn back for a second here. Can't really see too much. That is spooky. We'll do another pack in a second here, but what the heck? Guys, what the heck? Okay, I'm packing up.
Let's see if we can capture what we shouldn't be watching alone.
Face this way so I can get better video range and stuff. Oh, this is weird. Whoa, what is that?
Okay, first off, I give him a lot of credit. He's flying along. And he goes, whoa, what is that? So he's already planted in your head that he passed something, right?
What the heck? Did you guys see that? Was that someone in there? I don't know.
I don't think it was him.
I'm kind of scared.
But here we go.
How far I want to go down.
When he says, "Oh, I'm kind of scared." Yeah, we can hear it in your voice, pal. We can hear the tremor in your voice, buddy. But you do you.
Okay,
Keep flying this drone, baby, because you got mad drone skills right here. All right.
That is spooky. We'll do another pack in a second here, but
And there's your ghost. There's no shirt. This man has been hitting the gym, and his entire gym regimen has been for this moment alone. Because, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's effing great.
What the heck? Guys.
Yeah, not the same guy. He's got at least one friend. He's got one friend, and I tell you something, I give him mad props for doing that because one, that was some expert drone flying there. That was some great drone flying if he was actually flying the drone. And you could tell that this guy, this evil spirit in the forest. You could tell this guy is a friend because first-person drones are quite difficult to fly. Yeah, Jason Hawes has one of these. He's got one of these FPV drones, and I'm curious as to how hard they are to pick up. But I don't know if I want to know how much they're going to cost. But the fact that this guy, they must cost a reasonable amount of change because when the guy came at the drone like this, if he really wanted to be in the moment of whether it was a cryptid or an evil spirit or something like that, he could have slapped that drone out of the sky. That would have been amazing, but that would have also ticked off his friend here. So, I applaud these gentlemen for creativity and for combining both two passions of mine, both the paranormal and drone flight. I think that's great. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. I've seen this guy before. Dark Moose Shorts. I've seen this guy before. And I don't know if he's trying to sell himself as Rod Serling or if he is trying to sell himself as a an Ed Warren kind of guy or a Zach Baggins kind of guy. But let's go into this.
She was inspecting an abandoned.
Let's go into this.
Inspecting an abandoned property, and she finds
Oh my God!
a property inspector by the name Brooklyn was checking up on a house that had been recently vacated when suddenly,
Picture, if you will. She was inspecting a home when she saw this. Her name is Brooklyn. She's opening a door, but that door does not go into a cellar. It goes to the Twilight Zone. All right.
While making her way towards the basement, this happens.
Oh my god!
As soon as she opens the decaying door, mysteriously, an orb-shaped figure can be seen flying through the...
An orb-shaped figure. It's called a box, bro. It's called a box.
After this, Brooklyn went back to check what that was, but couldn't find anything. Could this be a manifestation of something dark that took place in this basement, or is it something else?
Yeah, it's called fakery. It's called fakery because for some reason I thought I could back up a little bit on this, but I guess I can't.
She was inspecting an abandoned property when she finds
this. Okay, that's a box. And the fact that it is coming from, it's too easily faked. It's too easily faked. They could have some friends that were just screwing around down there and they just find something empty. It could have been a box. It could have been something for, it looks like the box that I normally had kitty litter in. And it was empty and they just threw it. This could be too easily faked. Now, had they been downstairs and then that comes out of nowhere and they swing the camera around and it's all done in one take, that's different. But this, nah, this is total BS.
Oh my god!
a property inspector by the name Brooklyn was checking up on a house that had been recently vacated when suddenly, while making her way towards the basement, this happens.
Oh my god!
As soon as she opens the decaying door, mysteriously,
and you can see it from here. It does. It looks like an empty can, canister that you would get tidy cat kitty litter in. So yeah, it's and also it's being thrown off camera. Someone could easily be down there just waiting, and they're like, okay, so I'm gonna film this thing. It'll be fun. And of course they do this.
Figure can be seen flying through the room.
Yeah, that is something for tidy cats. That's a tidy cats container.
Brooklyn went back to check what that was, but couldn't find anything. Could this be a manifestation?
And the other thing that's a bit of an issue is where it was filming after they said, but they couldn't find anything. It's not the same room. It's not the same freaking room. So sorry, Dark Moose Shorts, but this isn't quite cutting it. So well done though at 51,000 likes and over nearly 1.5 thousand comments. Fantastic, man. But no. It could be a gift for the people who vacated. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, but paranormal, probably not. Probably not. In fact, I'm leaning more heavily to say, here we go. I'm leaning more to say this.
Hard no.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. That wraps up part 1 of the Grim Gazette, issue 21. Hope you've been enjoying the weird news and the paranormal clips, and even the clips that are obviously not paranormal, but we're just kind of rolling with it. I'm sorry, the drone flight one, I saw it and I said, yeah, I've got to share this one. I've got to share this one because I give those two homies like mad props for hatching that scheme because it was delightful. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to also double check on I'm going to edit this part out though, just so you all know. I should probably, yeah, that's fine. I'll edit it out. Let's just see here. Monitor only, mute output. Okay. Yeah, so I just want to. It got me to, Cammy. The first time I saw it, even I kind of jerked back a bit, and I was like, "Wait a minute." So it's all right. So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna get this cat some pumpkin as well as some meds because he hasn't had his meds today. I want to ask that you do the same. if you've been watching the Grim Gazette, whether you're watching on the Monday replay on YouTube or if you're watching live and you haven't gotten yourself some hydration, please get yourself some hydration. If you haven't gotten up and stretched for a while, go ahead and give yourself a stretch because you've earned it. If you need a snack, go ahead and have a snack. Self-care matters, and it matters to me. So please make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I will be right back with more Grim Gazette right after this short break. I'm gonna go look for the invader.
I'm willing to bet probably Steps.
He is Steps because I am at drill and he is not here. Heading over there.
I don't see him.
Yep, there he is.
Got him?
Woo! Let's go, baby.
This is what the taken feel. Revel in this. One down. That's two. Seconds left. Bury another. Look at him now. They're dead.
I'll take it.
Time for a prime evil. Feel that
I'll
way.
take it. I'll take it. I'll take that. That felt really good. That felt really good. Come on, give me some hype in chat. Give me
All right,
all
I've
your
got
hype
super.
emotes in chat.
Let's go,
Do
baby.
It. Do it. Do it, baby.
All right, I've
Hang
got
in there.
super going.
All right, they are right in front of you. Throw it. Hit it, baby. Hit it.
I got some, baby.
Oh my God, he got him. He got his first invader kill.
Let's go, Jack. Can we get some hype in chat, baby? I got another one. I got another
There we
one.
go.
Let's go. I'm just,
All right,
I don't
Jack.
care. I'm camping spawn right now. It's a black guy doing this. And I'm back, baby. All right, let's kill this primeval and go home.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, melt the primevals, fire team. Melt the primeval. Let's make this happen.
Let's go. Oh, I'm dead. Let's melt this, baby.
Let's hit this. Let's hit it.
All right,
Hit it,
let's
baby.
go out on a
Hit it
win,
with everything
folks.
you got. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah,
Let's go! How many did you take out? How many did you take out?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I
Well,
took
no,
out like
it'll
maybe
say in your
2 or
stats.
3.
It'll say in your stats.
It'll say my stats.
It'll
Okay,
say in your
let's see.
stats.
Let's
Hang
see,
on. Here
chat.
we go,
Come
chat.
on.
Let's do this. Oh my God! He was
I got
one away from
3.
Army of 1. Let's go!
Yeah! Oh my God, we did it! Woo!
Through a grant from No Kid Hungry, which was a majority of our resources, right? That to be able to purchase this truck and get it going. So families have a hard time to get from one place to another place. And I was like, man, why can't we be the ones to get to them, right? And we could lift off that burden, you know, eliminate that barrier and be able to serve our students, our families, in a way that they feel like we actually care for them.
Hi, I'm Steve Saylor, aka Blind Gamer Steve. I'm a content creator and accessibility advocate and consultant in the video game industry.
My name is T Morris. People call me T. They call me T Monster. I also go by Twitch Dad.
When I started looking into wanting to stream, I had known this dude here for about, I think about 10 years at that point.
10 years.
And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, you know what? I know you play Destiny. Would you be cool at kind of helping me and guiding me through the game? I've never played it before.
This is when I gave you a little bit of honesty. I said, are you sure you want me? Because you see me play, so you know how bad my aim is. It'll be the blind leading the blind. And he went, that's what we'll call it.
All right, there's the Traveler. There's the Traveler in front of us. Let's go. Walk forward. Walk forward. I want you to enjoy this.
As someone who has a disability where it affects my vision, and it is hard for me to be able to play games in general, having someone take the time and guide me through being able to play a game and not try to rush me through things, that meant the world to me.
Where's that? All right. Oh, there he is. Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah!
In any other game, it's usually people don't want to play with a disabled person, whereas with Destiny, I can jump in with T, I can jump in with my friends, and even when we just jump in with random blueberries in the community, we can still be able to help each other out, and that's why I love Destiny.
Did you shoot my friend? That was a bad choice.
It's all about being able to reach out and pick someone up and being like, we can do this together. And that is being a hero. It's being able to lift everyone else up.
It's not about you. It's about the fire team. That's what makes a good guardian, is when it's about reaching the end goal and reaching it together.
Still going off in there, Tina? I would like the cat balls. Someone needs some cat balls.
What was that? What was that?
Someone needs some cat balls. You have.
What is that? What is that? Do you hear that, Pip? It's a very, wow, hang on. It's a very rushed, it sounds like a rushed whisper.
Someone needs some cat balls.
Yeah, I thought it was something on the floor, but it's not.
Someone needs some cat balls.
I'm now slowing it down to 175. I'm hearing turn around. Does anyone else hear that? Turn around?
It's not quiet on this side of the REM pod.
Oh no, I can. We can all hear it. We can all hear it. Okay. Sorry, I'm if I sound like I'm out of breath, I just finished chasing cats. Because I want to make sure that Benedict, as you can see over there, Benedict is getting, he just got his meds, and he also got his, ooh, pardon me. Benedict's got his meds, and he's also got his pumpkin. So he's good. He's good. But I also had to get the kittens out because I have to make sure that the kittens don't bother Benedict while he's eating, because they try to get into his food, you know? Anyway, hi everybody. We're going to start the second part of of the Grim Gazette in just a few minutes. Just making sure I'm giving everybody some time to get something to eat, get something to take care of themselves, that sort of thing. And we're going to get into the second part of it, right? We're going to get into the second part of it. Yeah, boy, howdy. And you know, I got to say, I think I'm a little nervous about this. I am a little nervous about what we're going to get into because I have thoughts. Oh, do I have thoughts? 3 hours later. No, hopefully not. Hopefully not 3 hours later. No, I don't want to do that. But yeah, there's going to be... I have thoughts, and we'll have to see how this goes. I also feel like I am going to be tempting a different sect of fandom, and we'll have to see how this whole thing plays out. But I'm not going in. I'm not going in. I couldn't let this slide. I couldn't let this slide. Now, let me go ahead and first and explain this is how we're going to do it. We are going to do exactly what we did earlier. I'm going to do the intro, play the intro, reintroduce myself, just as I did last time. Then we're going to turn around and start the second half. And then I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up the Grim Gazette, but I'm not necessarily going to wrap up the stream. So make sure that you know that when I say thank you everyone, have a good night, stay weird, and then I play the intro again, just know that I'm not necessarily going to be wrapping up the stream at that point. We're still going to do a little more of the stream, okay? Let me go on ahead and check on Benedict real quick. If he's got enough, then I'm going to go on ahead and do yeah, see, I can tell. Did you finish all your food? Did you finish all your food, bud? You look happy. Look at you. Oh, what a good boy. Look at that. Look at that. You ate all your food. You know what? That means good boys get a treat. Hey, that's like some treats. Here they come. Here they come. Woo! Yes! Treats! Treats! Oh, would you like some treats? Look who's here. Look who's here. Look who's here. Look who came for a visit. Look who came for a visit. It's Her Highness. Yes. Yes. All right. I know, Her Royal Majesty coming in. I knew my drawing her bill someday. Is that really the first time you've seen her, Cammy? Really? Wow. Okay. Isn't that funny? I had no idea that you had never seen Vi up close. Well, that's Vi, everybody. That's Vi. Everybody got a little bit of treats. Sometimes I should actually set up the webcam so that you can see how fast these little blighters, particularly that one up there, that guy, man, he's the bruiser. He is the bruiser. The top one up there, that's Hudson. Hudson is just he's a brawler. And I got Hicks here, and then there's Dorito, and Benedict ate all of his food, so I'm real happy about that. I always wondered if you guys could hear the stampede. Because it's vroom, 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 and it's the cats. Okay, so now that we've done the treating, the second treating, we're gonna do the second half of the Grim Gazette. And again, I just wanted to make sure y'all knew that when I wrapped up the Grim Gazette, I was not necessarily wrapping up the stream. Okay, so let me get to here. Okay, meds taken finally. Excellent. Well, then let's go on ahead and let's kick this off right. And we are going to do the second half of the Grim Gazette starting now. And this is the second half of the Grim Gazette, issue 21. I am your host, T. Morris. You can call me T. You can call me T Monster. You can call me Twitch Dad. I am representing tonight Old Spirits Investigations. We are a young, relatively new paranormal group, and we have a channel here on YouTube called Old Spirits Investigations. You can take a look at that over at Old Spirits Investigations, of course. And this is our weekly dose of weird. We do weird news, we do paranormal debunks and paranormal analysis of different clips, also sent in by you, the viewers. So please feel free at any time to join our Discord and send us your favorite clips. Send us your wackiest news stories. Please make them recent, because I did one for issue 21 that was actually dated 2016, so that's on me. But please feel free to send me some of your favorite news clips, and of course your paranormal clips. Keep them under 5 minutes. I'd like to keep it tight and do an analysis under 5 minutes. Doesn't always have to be blatantly fake. If you want to go on ahead and you want to try to show me something that you really want a second opinion or a deeper dive into what it could be, please go on ahead and send that in. And that is over on Discord, where on Discord you can go on ahead, go into the Grim Gazette room, and that's where you can drop that stuff off. You can also drop us a link here in the comments section. Love to hear from you. So tonight's deep dive. So there's a lot happening right now, both with content creators, as I'm telling this story. There's a lot of stuff happening with content creators. There's a lot of stuff happening in the paranormal circles with the Conjuring House. That is not what I'm here to talk about today. What I am here to talk about today is a Instagram. It's an Instagram post that pretty much landed, and I'm surprised more people are not talking about it. But here's the post for everybody to see. Yeah. Here they are. Sam and Colby with Zach Baggins himself in the middle. And I should also say, this is Sam and Colby as in good friends of Project Fear, Sam and Colby. And I know that if I make a post about Sam and Colby, chances are I'm going to be dealing with their fandom. So I want to first off welcome the fandom. If they do manage to find this post and they do manage to figure out how the comments work, fantastic. It is a pleasure to have you here. Let's talk about this image, shall we? Because there were plenty of people who were talking about this image when it dropped. Don't worry, I have the receipts. Let's take a look at what was said about this particular image. This is so disappointing. Collab with people who are respectful of the paranormal and those who work within it for genuine discovery, not someone who gets shows canceled, fakes, and over-dramatizes every little thing. I, for sure, didn't think you guys would be dumb enough to go to this, to go do this after you saw what happened to the Project Fear guys. Surely, as they are friends, you've been told of everything has he done. Let's try that again. Surely, as their friends, you have been told of everything he has done. And to still collaborate with him, that's a red flag. Zach was a good guy back then, but now, yikes. And this is coming from a diehard Ghost Adventures fan since I was 8. He isn't a good person anymore. Guess you guys ignored everything Dakota warned you about with Zach. Shame, since you guys are friends. Jeez. Careful, he might try to shut down your channel if you upset him, apparently. I'll be skipping this video. Love y'all's video, but man, this is a
hard no.
Okay. Love y'all, but can't with Zach. And that comes from a diehard Ghost Adventures fan. I knew that man exaggerated, but the more that's come out about him and how fraudulent he is, not my fave. I'll probably still watch in support of you guys, but he's definitely not it for the ghost world at this point. I love you guys so much and all the videos you make, but man, Zach, really? After all he already did with his teammates and friends, all the bullshit in his show, that possession stuff as well, and most important all, that Dakota must have told you guys. Yeah, this video will be the first one that is a pass from me. These are just some These are just some of the comments that were left behind for Sam and Colby to not read. And I say that because regardless of the overwhelmingly negative reaction that the Watcher got when they said, yeah, we're shutting down the Watcher, but we're starting our own platform, and here's how cheap it is, yada, yada, yada. I don't think Sam and Colby are going to go down that route. The big question that a lot of people seem to have was why? Why, right? And here's what I will say about Sam and Colby. When it comes to paranormal entertainment, they are probably the biggest names of the genre. And I'm going to stress that. Paranormal entertainment. I've talked about this before. I have shared my thoughts about the line between paranormal investigation and paranormal entertainment. And here's what I'm seeing just from this image alone. First off, one, I remember when Dakota first introduced them as good friends of ours, Sam and Colby, before they did their own Conjuring House trilogy. And I thought to myself, okay, Dakota is either A, really friends with these guys, B, he's doing that because people tend to do that when it comes to other content creators of reputation and renown as Sam and Colby are, or he's playing the game. And having this picture with Zach Baggins almost identical to the kind of picture that they took with Dakota and the crew. I'm really wondering if Zach has mentioned, full transparency, what transpired between him and Dakota. And I'm wondering if Dakota has told Sam and Colby about what transpired between him and Zach. And to give you an idea of what the relationship was like, Dakota told this at Penhurst Paracon. Apparently, Zach said to Dakota, you need to get rid of Chelsea. He basically told Dakota that if he wanted, at that time, Destination Fear to succeed, one of the things that they needed to do was get rid of Chelsea. As in Chelsea Layden, Dakota's sister. If you've seen anything of Project Fear, you know that Chelsea gives as good as she gets. She is not some shrinking violet. She is not some wallflower. She is not some, screaming damsel in distress. Chelsea will bring it. The girl who I do believe got her doctorate, the girl was a goalie at one time. I'm going to say that louder for the kids in the back. She was a goalie for a hockey team. So, when it comes to, stepping up, she can step up. She can step up. She is one of the nicest people that I have met so far in that echelon of paranormal. And she was also kind enough to remember me and Phil when she saw us in the front row. Oh, man. She was also kind enough to remember us in the front row when we were... sorry. She was also kind enough to remember us when we were sitting in the front row last year with our gear, and she saw us this year with our gear filming away, and she waved to us. Could not have been sweeter, could not have been kinder. Like I said, top notch. And this nudnig right here basically said, yeah, you need to get rid of her. That story was relayed by Dakota at Penhurst Paracon this year. But here's where I'm going with this whole breakdown. This is a very strategic move on both parties' parts. Party one being Sam and Colby, party two being Zach Baggins. And here's a purely outsider's breakdown of what I see in this upcoming collab between Sam and Colby and Zach Baggins. One, Sam and Colby's style is very much inspired by, if not slightly derivative of, Zach Baggins. Baggins started the whole movement of there's danger involved. There's intrigue. You know, people running away from weird stuff that's happening to them. That was all Baggins. Baggins made it. Cough up that lung. Thank you, secondhand. Zach Baggins made fear and poor investigation work on television. He made it work. He knew how to dress it. He knew how to frame it. He is a master showman. Is he a good investigator? Hell no. Zach Baggins went to Gettysburg and found absolutely nothing. Nothing. I mean, that right there. If you are even starting off with training wheels in paranormal investigation, go to Gettysburg. It will help you try to figure out what is and what isn't a ghost. It will help you understand how the paranormal at least operates. But Zach Baggins went there with his entire crew and they found absolutely nothing. And they were building false narratives. They were more or less scripting with the people there. And some of these people have gone on record saying, yeah, we had a script we had to follow. We didn't agree with it, but we had to follow it. But Baggins was trying to pass off the narrative that the orphanage was haunted by Rosa Carmichael, the woman who took over. And I can tell you point blank from all the stuff that we have found about just us at OSI, we have found nothing. We have found nothing. And even from the people who run the orphanage, they will corroborate this. Not one thing has ever indicated that Rosa Parks was still there. I don't think the ghosts were hiding from it. I think the ghosts were like, we're taking some time off. We're taking some PTO. We're out of office that day. And Zach Baggins, he is not a good investigator. Is he a great showman? Is he a great paranormal entertainer? Because there would be no Sam and Colby. There would be no Twin Paranormal. There would be no Mind Seed if it wasn't for Zach Baggins. And one of the clips I have from Ghost Adventures is some dude running away from a voice or something that was moved. And I'm sorry, that's just poor investigation. If you're investigating a reputedly haunted site, you're not going to run away from things. You're going to run to things. Now, Baggins is doing shows like where they do a lot. They're not doing a lot of new content, at least from what I've seen on Max. It feels like we're seeing a lot of recycled content. We're seeing like best ofs. We're seeing roundtable discussions over some clips from favorite shows, but I'm not really seeing anything groundbreaking or new from Zach Baggins. Now, he has also been focusing on his haunted museum, which has reputedly been called out for shenanigans. Why are so many people passing out? Are they fainting from all the revelations? No, they're fainting because he is not turning on the AC, and this is in Vegas. So, so you've got Baggins and the Haunted Museum, and he loves to tout how it's this number one attraction, so and so and so forth, what have you, right? There were people that actually wanted to read the placards, but they were told by the tour guides, no, you got to keep moving, you got to keep moving, you got to keep moving. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening at the Haunted Museum, but am I interested in, a lot of people ask me, oh, you're heading out to Vegas, are you going to go to the Baggins Museum? No, I'm not, because I have no interest whatsoever in contributing anything to his pockets. Not a single thing. But he has been so focused on his Haunted Museum. He's been so focused on best ofs. He hasn't really done a lot. And the people that he thought that he was probably supplanting, people like Project Fear, like Nick Groff, they're starting to catch a second wind on YouTube. Matter of fact, Zach is kind of lagging behind right now concerning people making the jump to YouTube. Because you've got Nick Groff. He's making a jump to YouTube. Started with Project Fear, who made a huge splash with their Kickstarter project. And now Jason Hawes is exploring YouTube and the options there. But before even these people got there, you've got Amy's Crypt, Paranormal Quest, Paranormal Encounters. You've got people that you know, Ghosts on Trent, the Ouija brothers. These are people that are doing proper paranormal investigation. And they're making it entertaining by focusing on the paranormal investigation itself. No shenanigans, nothing. Now, do they have the same following as, say, Mindseed, as Laney and Ben, as people who have been absolutely dismissed because of the fakery that they get up to? Well, yes. They don't have that. They do not have that following, but they are these groups that I just mentioned, the Ouija brothers and so on. They're focusing on paranormal investigations. And as Beardo has pointed out on his channel, Beardo Gets Scared, there has been a notable dip in collaborations and with people that are in the higher echelon. They're noticing that people are not tuning in as much, that they're not watching the recent drops, that they're not, you know, commenting or what have you, because possibly there's a shift occurring. There's a shift occurring where people are going, you know what? I think I want to see how paranormal investigation is supposed to be, as opposed to this glamorized version. And now we're seeing Jason Hawes get a foothold. We're starting to see, we've actually seen Project Fear get a foothold, and they're doing terrific stuff. It's fun, and there is still legitimate paranormal investigation going on. You've heard me say, and I've called it out here before, it's not perfect, but it's still fun to watch. Similar to what happened with Selena Spooky Boo and Call Me Chris, noted friends of Sam and Colby, and the two of them doing their Highway to Hell series. When it was good, it was exceptional. When it fell short, it was evident, at least for me. It stopped being paranormal investigation, became paranormal entertainment, and that's fine. And I'm sure Zach Baggins is looking at that, being the businessman that he is, and he's going, I need to make this jump. But at present, I can't do it without some kind of street cred. And who are the people that when you go and you ask people, you know, when it comes to paranormal investigations, who's the top dog? 9 times out of 10, people are going to mention Sam and Colby. They are the most popular, sure, or at least one of the most popular. They got subs in the millions. Now, what about Sam and Colby? What are they getting out of this? They're getting to tap into the fandom of Zach Baggins. And one thing I will say about Zach Baggins, I may not care for him as a paranormal investigator. I don't think he is a paranormal investigator. I think he's a fantastic paranormal entertainer, but he is not a paranormal investigator. But what does he have? He has a rabid fan base. That fan base is loyal. They are fiercely loyal. If there is a shift happening, and let's be honest, when it comes to YouTube and when it comes to any content creation, be it Twitch, Kick, or otherwise, it's a very fickle audience. And while Sam and Colby have a very rabid fan base of their own, and if you're here, hi everybody, I admire the community and the loyalty, and let's just say it, because that's where the word fan comes from, the fanaticism of the Sam and Colby fan base, right? But that's not where everybody is. Not everybody is a hard, dyed-in-the-wool Sam and Colby fan. And they may be gravitating elsewhere. So what are Sam and Colby getting out of this? They're getting to tap into the Zach Baggins crowd, who are just as rabid as their fans. I really believe they recognize that. So here is my issue. One of the fans, probably of either Zach or Sam and Colby, commented on here, and they said, I don't understand what all the hate is coming from. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? It's entertaining to watch them, to watch Zach Baggins do his thing. Well, the reason that there is so much ire brought up about Sam and Colby and Zach Baggins is that they're trying to pass off what they're doing as paranormal investigation. It's not. It's not. It's no better than I believe it was Shane Ryan who went on the Queen Mary and was just an absolute turd to the entire crew there. And while I don't think Sam and Colby are necessarily that toxic to people that work on the site, there have been some leaked clips of something happening somewhere, like in the Conjuring house, and there's one of them on the phone, you know, probably putting together a quick tweet or something for the Instas, and then sending it off, even though it said, you know, shuffle or noise or whatever, and he's just like, hang on, I gotta get this post out. Hold up. You know, I honestly understand they've got a business to run, and I respect that. But do not have me call them paranormal investigators, because they're not. They're great paranormal entertainers. And what really bums me out about Sam and Colby is that I really think they could make very good paranormal investigators. I think they could make terrific paranormal investigators. I really do. Because I have seen one or two of their investigations, or their shows, I should say, where they start to stray into investigation. And for me, that is compelling, because I'm like, oh, they're making a jump. And I saw them starting to do photo ops with other people in the paranormal, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe they're trying to make a segue to, you know, to a more focused kind of investigation. Because I see the same potential in these two guys that I saw in the Project Fear team. And what I mean by that is, and I know I've talked about this before in previous Grim Gazettes and also previous streams, there was an episode where at the time they were still Destination Fear, and they collaborated with the Ghost Hunters. And I'm trying to remember where they were, but they showed up at the same location, and I was like, this is going to be interesting, because I'm real curious how their style is going to mesh with the Ghost Hunters. Because I don't see Jason Hawes basically changing his approach to the paranormal to fit the Destination Fear. You know, that guy is way too rugged. He's not going to be like, whoa, and lose his mind like that. And they didn't. Destination Fear actually adapted a more investigative style. And that was incredible to watch. And I realized just how good they were. And my whole attitude towards Destination Fear pivoted very hard. I honestly was hoping that Sam and Colby were actually heading in that direction. But this photograph does not really sell that to me. Because this is a transaction. Baggins is looking for a foothold into YouTube. Sam and Colby are looking to tap into the Baggins community. And I totally get that. This is probably one of the smartest business moves that these three guys have probably made. Because, yeah, Baggins and I share in common that we are both published by multiple times by Wiley Publishing. Wiley Publishing has published Zach's books. One of those books includes Ghost Hunting for Dummies. And I did approach Wiley Publishing and said, would there be an interest in updating this book? Because it could use a refreshing. And I was told point blank, it's a dead subject. Pardon the pun. I know what you're thinking. But it is, it's a title that I am not allowed to even come close to, because he's got exclusive rights to it. And that's fine. That's fine. If you look at the table of contents, you will find very quickly that the book is very much like Ghost Adventures, the show. Very little actual investigation involved, more about, this is how you sell it. And I'm sure that this may sound like some kind of sour grapes. I'm like, no, if anything, I'm disappointed. Because I would really like to see Sam and Colby shift. I'd like to see them make that pivot and maybe bring a little more focus into their paranormal investigations. But I also get the feeling that these guys are businessmen. They're savvy businessmen. And they know what is going to benefit their business. Same thing with Zach. Zach is now going to be having not only a foothold in YouTube because of Sam and Colby, but also he gets to tap into a younger audience. And that younger audience is going to be like, oh, I want to see more of this guy. Because Sam and Colby would not be Sam and Colby if it wasn't for Zach Baggins. That is the bottom line. And I acknowledge that. And I do admire the fact that that all three of these guys recognize that. Sam and Colby know the advantages of collaborating with Zach Baggins. Baggins is going to be collaborating with two of them. He recognizes those advantages as well. I do. If I could say anything to Sam and Colby about it, I would say, you might want to check with your good friend Dakota Layton. Find out what it's like to work with Baggins. If I had issues, if I had the ability to sit down with Zach Baggins and talk to him, I would probably say to him, I know you think this is going to be an awesome sauce collaboration for you. May not turn out the way you think it will. It may not turn out the way you think it will. Because one magic collaboration doesn't make a career or even rescue a career. It is a series of working with a bunch of people and building a reputation for yourself. But I really do hope that whatever collaboration they work on together, it works out great. I hope that they continue enjoying being big names of paranormal entertainment, and I'm going to stress that. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy with them creating this paranormal entertainment. But going back to the comment about they're entertaining to watch, what's the problem with them? Them being either Zach or being Sam and Colby. I just would prefer that they would not promote it as paranormal investigation, because it's not. They are not going in there to try and prove anything or capture anything. If they did capture something, I don't know if they would know what to do with it, whether it was an EVP, whether it was a disembodied voice, or even a shadow figure. I don't think they would know what to do with it. And quite honestly, if it didn't get them the hits, I don't think they'd care. This is a business transaction through and through. And I'm surprised more people in the paranormal circles aren't talking about this. But that is my problem. If the folks that are fans of Baggins or of Sam and Colby were to come to our channel and say, what's your problem? Why are you jealous? No. I just get upset when they call what they do paranormal investigation. But it's great paranormal entertainment. And I say, you do you, boo. Have at. Enjoy it. Have a great time. Just don't call yourself paranormal investigators. Call yourself good friends with Zach. Call yourself good friends with Sam and Colby. But do not call yourself paranormal investigators, because that's the farthest thing from what you're doing. If you're talking over each other and you're running away from whatever weird thing is happening in that other room, take my word for it, you're doing it wrong. And that's this guy's opinion. So I'd love to hear your opinion. You know what to do. You can go ahead and drop us a comment. You can go on ahead and let people know what you think of this. I'm surprised. Like I said, they put this up there, and yeah, the fans rallied, but boy, the pushback was also very real. But I'd love to know if you think this is just going to be par for the course, or if this is going to be actually something that might change in the course of. This might change the course of discussion concerning the paranormal in YouTube. I definitely don't trust Baggins at all to change anything. In fact, if you really look at the picture and you see the grin on Baggins' face, you know, you can sort of see that he thinks, yeah, I've got the upper hand here. I've won. And I don't know. I think he is in for a rougher ride than he may think. He won't necessarily have the crew. He won't necessarily have the resources that he thinks he might have. But I will say this, the three of them, they're out there and they're doing the thing. And I hope it doesn't come back to haunt them. But please go ahead and leave me your thoughts, leave me your comments. I'd love to know what you think of this. And that will wrap up issue 21 of the Grim Gazette. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the contributions tonight, both in chat and in our Discord, where we have the Grim Gazette room. You can go on in there. You can join the Grim Gazette and drop in your preferred clips if you want me to take a look at some clips that are under 5 minutes. If you've got a weird news story, make sure to drop that in there. And I certainly do appreciate all the love and all the support that you have shown OSI. It has been a blast bringing you paranormal content and paranormal investigation as entertainment. And we've got great stuff planned for this upcoming season, which is rapidly coming to a close. I just realized that. We will be actually looking at footage from the old hospital on College Hill, which is our season finale. And I'm pretty excited to share that with you all. But until next week, until next Tuesday, when we get together here again, you know what to do. Stay weird. Okay, we are clear. And that is how we put together a Grim Gazette. Thank you, Cammie, for telling everyone for the reminder of sticking around. Boy, that took a bit out of me. I don't mind saying it took a bit out of me. That's a little too peppy. But yeah, that has been when I saw that image this week, last week, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. and yeah, it even Pip was just like, you know, she even read some of the comments today, and she was like, yeah, I'm done. I am done. Now would be an appropriate time for any random questions, I presume. Yes. Yes, it would. This would be a great time for that. Because, you know, it's that's what that is exactly what that is exactly what it is. This is the end lap. Now I just gotta close all these pictures of Zach Baggins that I have on my I was absolutely convinced that the guys were actually trying to do they were trying to do something different. You know what I mean? That they were like, you know, we're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna start doing stuff on the that's a little more, you know, more hard lined. And I was really stunned that they said, yeah, we're not doing that. I was like, geez, okay, great, I guess. And you know, if that's their plan, but again, these guys have millions of subs. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, as far as I know. And honestly, you know, if someone were to say, okay, well, you can either collaborate with Sam and Colby, or you can collaborate with Chris and Selena. Oh, you might have one, Cobalt. Well, then throw it. Go ahead, throw it out there. This is the casual part. This is where I kind of decompress afterwards, and I might actually. Ooh, pardon me. I might actually be so chill that I will wrap up this stream, and then I think my wife and I will be able to catch the Acolyte before we go to bed. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Casual tea time. There you go. And I had the right one, because if anybody's going to appreciate that Ouija board alert, it's going to be my man, Rep 3 dude. How you doing, Nick? How you doing? Have I talked about the whole Adobe situation? What's the Adobe situation, Cobalt? I don't know about this. And this is relevant to my interests because I did not know about that. I have not mentioned the Adobe situation. What is the Adobe situation? You have my attention. Oh, it's some shit? Oh, dear. Oh, okay. What is the sitch? And now, with the delay, I will wait. DMing me in Discord for a minute? Okay, no sweat. Potential next. It's a loaded question. It's regarding their changes in their terms of service and their AI. Okay, well, what I know. There it is. Random sub from Rev 3 Dude to FallX860. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. I have not seen this. I know that in their terms of service, I know that their AI basically learns from their stock and exclusively their stock. That's all I know. I'm making the bold assumption that if people have stuff in their library and they're using their cloud storage as, you know, for their AI library, that the AI is able to have access to that. If you owned any of their products, they would have unlimited access to all your files for AI training, and they try to make it so that you couldn't cancel their yearly service. Well, I mean, so now you see, okay, if they're using cloud, if they're using projects that are in the cloud, then that's on Adobe users. If they're saying that they have the right, that they've got the right to look at your stuff that's offline, that's a little intrusive. It would all be all service. So if you have legal important documents, they can use that. They just got sued by the U.S. Department of Justice, if I'm getting it right. Hang on a minute. Let me see that. FTC takes action against Adobe and executives. Ooh, whoa. No. This is different. FTC takes action against Adobe and executives for hiding fees, preventing consumers from easily canceling software subscriptions. And that's from this year. It's taking action against software maker Adobe and 2 of its executives for deceiving consumers by hiding the early termination fee for its most popular subscription plan and making it difficult for consumers to cancel their subscriptions. I use a lot of their services. Yeah, I use their services all the time. I'm seeing things about U.S. government suing over trapping subscribers. But yeah, I haven't seen anything about. I'm not seeing anything here about their AI. Let me try a different search string here. Hold on a second. On Tuesday, Adobe announced a tweaked version of its terms of service agreement that makes it clear the company will not train AI on user content stored locally or in the cloud. The section defining Adobe's access to user content now includes several distinct categories, including one dedicated to generative AI. Adobe's updated terms explicitly state that its software will not use your local or cloud content to train generative AI. But there's one exception. If your work is submitted to the Adobe Stock Marketplace, the company can use it to train Adobe Firefly. So that makes sense. That makes sense because it would have been ridiculous. All right, hang on. Adobe defends changes in its terms of service amid Gen AI explosion. Okay, that was June 10th. This is June 18th. So secondhand, Cobalt, that is the difference. What a difference a week makes. Because they defended it. Now they're saying, okay, we're backing off on this. So this is what, you know what? I'll save this for next week. We'll have a talk. Well, I'll bring it back. We'll talk about it next week. Let's just see here. Yeah, it says, okay, so let's see. So this one is Mashable article. What to know about Adobe Lightroom's new AI feature on June 21st. Adobe has rolled out a new addition to its Lightroom called Generative Remove. It leverages Firefly, generative AI model, to enable novice and hobby photo editors to select and erase elements from pictures where the replacement content seamlessly fits in with the surroundings. With the recent arrival of Generative Remove, 3 major reasons emerged to make Lightroom a more powerful editing suite for non-photos. Easy cleanup. Yeah, I need to send this to my wife. I need to send that to my wife. See, we've been kind of playing around with the generative AI in Photoshop, and it's pretty damn good. Again, it creates artwork that we need for our thumbnails. And when you're working on a budget like we are, we just need to make sure that that we have solid thumbnails. And it's funny because I'm starting to see now other places.
And as with anniversary.
What's this? This is why for anything Adobe, I use everything that is open source only. And that's great. That's great. No one is stopping you. I am strictly going with Adobe's products mainly because it's easy and I know what's going on. I know what's going on and how to navigate these different products. And because I'm using them for my business, I can go in ahead and I can take advantage of that and write it off my taxes. Now, here's the thing about AI stealing artwork. Yes, it is. That happens a heck of a lot, Cammy. But here's the thing I like about Firefly. And Adobe has stated this. They have stated that they are not stealing artwork from people that are storing their stuff locally or in the cloud. But they're saying if you, it was funny, I actually looked up in Envato. Envato Elements is the thing that we use for a lot of our clip art. And you'll see it actually coming up in some of our upcoming 5-minute paranormals, these cutaways. And if you submit something, you can actually submit something to Envato, and it could be sold as stock footage, which is fine, which is great. But with Adobe, if you give something, but if you put something up for sale on Adobe stock, whether it's clip art, whether it is photographs, or whether it is stock footage, Firefly will be allowed to access that. And that is one of the things that I think is at least a tip of the hat to Adobe for, because they're saying all of our images that are used in Firefly, all the stuff that is in Firefly's, that Firefly learns from, it's coming from Adobe. We can just tell you straight up, it's coming from Adobe. You ask OpenAI, and again, you know, secondhand, yeah, I get that you're using open source, but keep in mind, OpenAI is technically some kind of open source. And the lady from OpenAI can't even say where their Sora is getting footage from. Can't say it. We don't know. We'll have to look into it. Yeah, you're good. Okay, well, there you go, secondhand. You're fine. You're fine. But like, as I was saying earlier, when you look at the thumbnails, I'm just gonna pop these up here. Boop. When you look at some of the thumbnails that Pip has made, like this one, the live footage review from the tasting room, that's great. I love that. That was all AI. And like all of the images you see here, they're all AI generated, and they're perfect. They're perfect for what we need to do. So yeah, stuff like that we are okay with. And some of the stuff that Adobe Firefly can create, it's pretty impressive. I don't mind saying it's pretty freaking impressive. But yeah, I appreciate you guys bringing up the headlines, but I'm definitely gonna cover that next week. I think that's a good one for next week. Speaking of next week, or speaking of I think beyond the art side of AI could find a cure for cancer, AIDS. I mean, it'd be nice to see that happen. It'd be nice to see people applying AI for that kind of thing, but we got a long way to go before we get there. Got a long way to go. And I guess we just have to wait and see, right? We just have to wait and see just how responsible we can people can be with this technology at this point. The fact that influencers are, basically using it to create another source of income, because apparently $70,000 a week is not enough to live on. That's when I go, are you eating gold foil everything? I mean, are you doing gold foil omelets in the morning? What the hell? But, what do I know? I'm just a guy that hunts ghosts, which reminds me, Thursday we will be doing some footage review. The footage will probably be coming from the old hospital on College Hill. I'm finally going to crack the seal on that and see what happens. This one's going to be a big one. I've been itching to get into that footage, and now it's going to happen. But right now, I think I'm just going to sign off. I don't think I'm going to do a raid or anything. I think I'm just going to give myself a wee bit of a break and just call it a night, because I'm tired. I thought I slept well the other night. I don't think I did. But yeah, that might be something I might return to also next week, is talking about using AI images and stuff like that in works. But right now, I'm just gonna call it a night. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all Thursday for our footage review. You guys have a great night. You guys take care of yourselves, and thank you for all the support you show this stream. It really means a lot to me. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.